So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the day two training program of our Advanced Excel. And I believe everybody settled down and good to go. Am I reaching to everyone? Can somebody gives me a heads up? All right. So is there any doubt or queries for our day one, whatever the topics we have discussed? If you have something, we can spend 5 to 2 minutes or 2 to 5 minutes. Else we'll start with our day two. All right. Yeah.
Not as such, Professor.
Yeah.
Basically, done little practice, not much, in an hour or so today.
Okay.
And I think the material which was sent by Namita, I think then that we that is very useful. But it will require practice and I don't know it is possible. I was just thinking post our these 4 sessions, if there is any way we can, if we are stuck somewhere, if we can post our query in some chat window or some WhatsApp group, if that can be responded by you, I think that will help.
Yeah. We have a post training email support facility, and you will be getting a link to join our Telegram group, because we do not entertain anything in the WhatsApp group, because WhatsApp has a limitations of maximum 250 members can be added to a channel or the group. That's why we have opened a Telegram channel, so you can join in the Telegram group and you can share your queries. If you are not comfortable doing the same, you can very well drop your queries as an email format too, and you can email us. So along with the sample data, you can email us and we'll be helping you out. If something, some formula or some functions or anything you struck up anyway.
Great.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to our sample case studies folder. Go to the file, what we started yesterday, corporate case studies. Please open that. So whatever we have left with, will continue from that. So to remind you, just have a quick connectivity we have done with our last sheet of yesterday called date calculation by using the date diff hidden formula of Excel, how to compare or how to get the difference between two setup of dates in terms of years, months, and days. And usage of the F4 key, once for cell constant, twice for row constant, and thrice for column constant. All these things we have discussed. So today we are going to discuss the next worksheet is called goal seek. So please open the next sheet called goal seek. We are going to discuss a data analytical tool of our Excel naming called goal seek. It's a very beautiful tool, but let me take you through first the data, what we have, the background story of the data. So we have a payroll related data. We have taken a salary slip, so everybody can connect with that easily. And if you see, we have got a basic of 40,000. DA, it is of 20% of the basic, which is formula driven. You can also check on your screen. HRA, it is of 50% of the basic, that is also there. Medical allowance is fixed 15,000, and our uniform allowance also fixed for 12,000 rupees. And like this, the moment I calculate my monthly CTC, it becomes 95,000. And the annual CTC, again, it is a nothing but a simple formula, monthly CTC multiplied by 12. Okay, thanks for reminding me. I'm sorry, I thought, yeah. All right. Right. So as I told you, in our goal seek, basic is of 40,000, DA 20% of the basic, and HRA, it is 50% of the basic. Medical allowance, uniform allowance is fixed. Monthly CTC is nothing but the sum of all these values. and annual CTC is nothing but monthly CTC multiplied by 12. So we have got a payroll salary slip breakup over here. Okay. Now let me take you through a real-time situation. So no need to do anything. Just stay focused with my storyline, what I'm trying to say. Suppose say there is a vacancy in my team. I need one candidate because I have got more of the job responsibility and I need a candidate over there in my team. So I gave my requirements to my recruitment team. I gave this is the role or profile details. So I need a suitable candidate. Please get me. So my recruitment teams, they just started doing the necessary activities and they finalized one candidate for me. Say XYZ. Okay. Now, finally, I mean, the recruitment team, they took the preliminary actions like the taking the round one, round two, all the interview levels. And finally, they asked me that Prabhas, the candidate we are assigning to you, you take your final level of interview and let us know your final decision on the same. Well, so I took the interview and the questions, whatever I asked, the way he answered, I was quite satisfied. And I decided he is the right person whom I am looking for quite long. So I decided I should retain that candidate for my organization. But now the real-time picture comes, the compensation part. So when I asked that candidate, okay, you are quite fit for our job role, whatever we have, and we are going to offer this much of salary. So I gave the offer. For this job role, we have got offer of 11 lakhs 40,000 CTC. Now looking at that CTC amount, that candidate is not bit happy. So I could make out from his face. So I gave him a open offer that if you have something expectation, you can also express it out. Let's see, we can work out something. Then the candidate, he gave a counter offer that if you give me 14 lakhs of CTC, if you give me 14 lakhs of salary, then I am ready to join with immediate effect, maximum in a couple of days. So in front of me now, there is two challenge. What is the challenge? I do not want to lose that candidate because he is the perfect candidate. I don't want to lose him. But one more thing is to accept his offer of 14 lakhs, whatever the demand he's having, if I want to accept, what would be the breakup my salary? I don't know also. Okay, these are the two things I have with me. Is that clear as such, what I'm saying? Yes, people? The storyline, what we are discussing, is it clear? Great. Now,
can you please repeat?
Yeah, the question is over here. We have a salary breakup and the candidate whom I am taking the final interview, he is not happy with this CTC, 11 lakhs 40,000. And he is expecting that I should offer him 14 lakhs, then only he will be able to join. He said that. Now, over here, I have given one line answer over here. This is for our understanding. Now, I have an authority. My management has given a power to me that Prabhas, if you get a suitable candidate, salary is not a bar. You can hire him, but ensure that at any point of time, the basic should not exceed 60,000. I repeat, maximum offer for the role is 11 lakhs 40,000. Candidate is asking 14 lakhs. Management is giving me a power that you can accept anybody's offer, whatever you feel it is good enough. But any point of time, basic should not exceed 60,000. So I have got a lot of challenges within that limitations. I have to take my final decision. Should I hire that candidate or not? So in that case, what I do, I ask that candidate to wait at my reception or lobby. I came back to my workstation and just to take a final decision, what I did, I go to my calculation, I change the basic to 40 to 45,000. I got this much. Then again, I change 45 to 50,000. I got this much. So to get this exactly 14 lakhs, I have to keep changing my basic and I have to do a lot of trial and error method apply. So within 10 hits, I get the answer. It may be 5 hits, I may get the answer, or it may be taking 15 hits also to get the answer. There is no stand-alone solution for that. And this is the place where we are spending a lot of our quality time. And that is the reason why we are asking our candidates to wait our reception or lobby. Now just imagine the same situation. Instead of asking for 2 hours to him to wait, if I could take the decision immediately then and there in front of the candidate, he would be also happy working with a leader like me who is able to take the decisions immediately. And lot of quality time for my sake and for the candidate's point of view also could have been saved. But that is not happening. And this is the place where we have to improve our standard of reporting. Now, from the entire story, the objective is whenever we want to take an immediate decisions, taking our all the inputs or data entry, whatever we have, on a click of button, how to come to your targeted output. Now, suppose say we have the data. What is our targeted output? The CTC has to be 14 lakhs. And to arrive at the CTC of 14 lakhs amount, what should be the breakup of my salary? That is what our objective. And to do the same, we have to go for a data analytical tool of our Excel naming called GoalSeek. And where do you find the GoalSeek? For your information, in data, we have an option called what if analysis. And within that, we have an option called GoalSeek. So this is the place where GoalSeek is there in our Excel. But only one thing is, the moment you want to go for GoalSeek, you got to satisfy two validation rules. Now, rule number one, what it says, your data must be formula driven. Whatever the data you are taking, it must be formula driven. So many formulas are there, no problem. Rule number one is satisfied, right? Now, rule number two, the moment I want to go for what if analysis goal seek, my goal seek dialog box appears. Okay. Now, what it's asked me, set cell. Set cell is nothing but a objective cell. In any data, there will be one objective. So in our data, what is our objective? The annual CTC. So annual CTC, when I consider this is my set cell, rule number two says that that cell must contain a formula. So annual CTC, if I consider my set cell, is it containing a formula? Yes. Annual CTC is nothing but monthly CTC multiplied by 12. So rule number two is also satisfied. Now, second criteria, to value. How much you are expecting in annual CTC? The candidate, what is the demand from his side? 14 lakhs. So I must define 14 lakhs over here. And here one thing keep in your mind, to value column, you have to always define it manually. You cannot take a reference of a cell and you can keep changing or you can make it dynamic. That's not possible. Always you have to define the value becomes static. Now coming to by changing cell. So my total CTC will become 14 lakhs. But how? Which cell I should change? So which cell I used to do the trial and error? Going to change the basic. So when I change the basic, then only I could achieve that output, right? So by changing cell is nothing but my basic cell. So these are the three inputs it was needed in GoalSeek and we have provided. Now see the beauty. The moment I click OK on blink of my eyes, Excel will take its own iteration and calculations and immediately it will throw the result. If I would like to accept his offer of 14 lakhs, whatever he's demanding, then my salary slip breakup will be like this. And the management, whatever the capping has been given, basics should not exceed 60,000. Yes, it is not exceeding. So without making a delay without having a second thought, I should immediately hire that candidate. I should not lose him. So this is how, whenever there is a need, you can take a immediate call about taking the right decision at the right time without wasting your time. And for that, this kind of goal seek tool will be more helpful. And it's not about payroll calculations. If you are working with your profitability analysis, break-even point analysis, or you want to play around with your costing sheet where you want to do a lot of formula-based calculations, anywhere you can apply this. All right, so give it a try, please. Going to
Uh,
your, yeah, any questions, anybody?
uh, can you just explain one just how you got goal C?
Data, what if analysis, goal seek.
Okay.
Set cell is the objective cell, that is our annual CTC. That must contain a formula, rule number two, two value. Yes, 14 lakhs. We have to define it manually. By changing cell is the basic one. And the moment I click OK, with immediate effect, we'll be getting the result. So taking the live data, keep practicing about all these things. This is really definitely going to help you a lot. And trust me, there are many more cases you can make use of this kind of goal seek tool. Very beautiful tool. Now, let's go for our next. The sheet name is called Data Clean 1. So now let me take you through the background story of the data so that everybody can connect with it. What it happens, friends, in our routine activities, when we receive our data from different department or from our customer, from our vendor, we get so many errors along with it. What kind of errors? Like hash NA, hash value, hash num, hash division, all these kind of errors we come across. Yesterday also we have seen while deadlift formula was not getting the answer, it was giving hash num, hash value, such kind of errors in place. So there are so many cases we get this kind of errors. And what we do in the next moment, it creates a lot of curiosity to know why there are so many errors. And what we try to find out the reason behind the same. And when you come to the know about the reason is nothing but the errors are coming up because of data absence or format incompatibility or case sensitivity. Technically, these are not playing any kind of role in the errors, and that's why we ignore it and we send it across to the next level. And where the problem starts? When you send to the next level. And what kind of problem? People ask a lot of questions again, seeing the errors. Now suppose say this is what the data our friend Vinod has sent is to his boss. Okay, his boss is watching the data and having so many errors. Vinod, he's asking the question to Vinod, Vinod, why there are so many errors? Now leaving all the activity what Vinod is doing, he has to keep a pause on that and he has to keep explaining to his boss the reason behind the same. All right, he's giving a helping hand to his boss. I don't have any questions in that. But when Vinod is explaining about the same thing again and again to multiple people, whose premium time is being wasted over here? Yes, people, being an audience, please tell me. When Vinod is keep on explaining to the people, to the audience time and again, whose time is being wasted? Vinod's time, right? Obviously. So who is held responsible for that? Yeah, we know the both that is there. See, the other people, your boss, let him take care about his time. You should first concern about yourself. So your premium time is being wasted. But who is reason behind that? Whose mistake is in this scenario? Yes, Parag? Whom you will blame? Is it the mistake of the boss? He is asking the question. Data sender. Well, Parag, I cannot blame the people who has sent the data to me. See, when the data is released from my sent items, then I am held responsible for that. I cannot blame XYZ person since he has sent me like this. I am sending you like this. So that is called owner's responsibility. You have to take care. When it is released from your outbox of your mail system, you are held responsible. Or if you ask me, I would say, yes, it is the mistake of Vinod, because Vinod has left the errors as it is, and he has given that opportunity to his boss to ask these unwanted questions. So, from the entire story, what we have understood, whenever we have the data and the data contains error, it is our duty to replace all these errors with some kind of predefined text, zero, hyphen, nil, not available, not applicable, something like that. Then only you can stop people asking unwanted questions. So, but how to do that? See now, in our case, we have the data. So kindly keep your cursor in the data anywhere. Go for Control A. So when you go for Control A, you can see the entire database is selected. That's fine. Now on your keyboard, press Control G, G for Gamma or G for Goa, Control G or F5 or function F5. Depending upon the brand of the laptop or keyboard configuration, you can go for it. But Control G is the common for everyone. So go for Control G, G for Gamma or Goa. I'm sorry. Now, here what it is coming up over, there is a tab called Special. There is a tab called Special. So when I go and click this Special tab, it takes me to lot many options in Go to Special. And there in the left side, we have an option called Constants. So when I go and click Constants, then I need to deactivate numbers, text, logicals. I repeat what we did. We have activated what we have activated. We have activated constants and we have deactivated all these three. And finally, we need to go and click OK. So when I go and click OK over here, see the beauty, what happens? On the entire database, only those cells are in selection which is having the errors in place. Now, having said this, no need to do anything. Immediately type, leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, immediately type on the keyboard NA. So when I go for NA, wherever it is typing, don't bother. But if you're really interested to know, look at your formula bar. Is it typing NA? Yes. Now, finally, go for Control Enter. So when you go for Control Enter, all these error-driven cells will be replaced with the text NA at once. But task is not over yet. The final step, do not ever forget to do. Going to Home, choose the fill color to something so that tomorrow when you open the file, you can add a footnote in the bottom of the data that the yellow colored cells were having the errors and replaced with NA. So any layman, also whoever is sitting in the audience side, looking at your statement as a legend below to the data, they can make out what is the status of this yellow colored cells. So this is how we have understood how to manage the error-driven cells in our data. And whenever you receive, this is what the first job we need to do. And that's the story of our data cleansing. And this is the story of data clean 1. So give it a try. Any difficulties, do let me know. So everybody's errors are replaced with the text called NA. Yeah, very good. Now, the moment we have done with this, the next requirement is over here. you can notice there are many more cells we have got blanks in place. Now the next objective is the blank cells we want to replace with a text called nil, N-I-L. How to do that? Let's see. Let's do a hands-on practice. Keep your cursor anywhere in the data. Go for Control A one more time. And as I told you, go to dialog box. How to bring that? Control G, G for Goa. Then click Special and choose the option called blanks. You can see there is an option called blanks. And then click OK. So once you choose blanks and click OK, with immediate effect, you'll be finding all the blank cells from the entire database is selected. Now immediately type nil, N-I-L. So wherever it is typing, don't bother. Now go for Control Enter. And you got your entire blank cells replaced with text nil. And as I told you, to highlight them, to differentiate properly, go for coloring the cells from Home tab. Choose some different color. Say light green I would like to go for. And below to the data, I put a legend setting that 2 columns or 2 cells. Yellow color cells, error-driven cells replaced with NA. Green color cells, blank cells replaced with nil. And this is how the treatment we must go for it. Yes, Parag, what is not happening? Which one is not happening? Formula. There is no formula over here. Okay, Parag, आप screen share करो. Let me see. Right. So go for undo. No, first go for right. No, some cases NA, how it has come. Some cases NA is there, how that has come. Go for cancel. Cancel karo. Undo karo. Control Z. Undo. Undo. Right. Now go for Control A. Control A karo. Control G. G for Goa. Special. Constants. नीचे तीनों हटाओ. ओके करो. बस छोड़ दो. माउस टच पैड छोड़ दो. माउस टच पैड छोड़ दो. टाइप करो NA. जस्ट कीबोर्ड में टाइप करो NA. कंट्रोल एंटर. आ गया. नाउ यू कैन गो टू होम टैब. होम टैब में जाओ. खत्म नहीं हुआ. खत्म नहीं हुआ. होम टैब में जाओ. होम में जाओ. ऊपर होम टैब में फिल कलर है. कलर को चेंज करो. राइट. नाउ देन गो फॉर सिलेक्टिंग ए सेल F5. कंट्रोल A. ब्लैंक्स को हटाना है. अभी ब्लैंक्स को हटाना है. नो नो नो. आपने पूरा शीट सिलेक्ट कर लिया. डेटा को खाली सिलेक्ट करना है. कंट्रोल A. अगेन कंट्रोल G. स्पेशल. ब्लैंक्स. ओके. टाइप करो नील. NIL. नहीं, क्लिक नहीं करना है. क्लिक नहीं करना है. वही तो प्रॉब्लम है आपका. गलती वहां पे होती है. क्लिक सेल को नहीं करना है. माउस छोड़ दो. टच पैड छोड़ दो. डायरेक्ट टाइप करो नील एंड कंट्रोल एंटर. ठीक है. कलर कर दो. होम में जाके कुछ और कलर ले लो उसको. राइट. हो गया. All right, so I'm taking the control back on the screen. So we have understood that how to clean up our data. So whenever we receive the data from a different source or from any other department or any other customer, vendor, whoever it is, this is the primary duty to clean up your data. Now let us go for our next is called data clean 2. Chalo, let's go for the next sheet is called data clean 2. So let me take you through the background story of this data. Okay, so please stay focused. Remember one thing, friends, the moment we download the data from SAP or ERP system, though it is SAP for HANA or SAP SuccessFactor, or if it is IBM ERP, Oracle ERP, whichever the platform you download the data, there will be two columns where you will be always be facing the challenge. One, the number will not be in number format, the date will not be in date format. This is quite common problem, and we have to again clean up those columns, validate our data for the next level, then only we can work further. So we have got a data over here. Let me take you through the same. Now, suppose say, take an example. My boss asked me a question over here. Pravas, get me the entire fixed asset register. So I gave my respective T codes in SAP system, and I have generated a report of my fixed asset register having 10,000 records. How many line items? 10,000 line items. The data comes like this. Asset code is there, that's fine. Asset description is also available, well and good. Next column is having asset class. This is what we are having a trouble. And what's the trouble? Though the column is containing the numbers, but the data is not in number format. And what is there it is then? This is in either text or general format. So how will I know that this is there in text format? How did I identify it? Simple thing. If you see the asset class column in the left side of each and every cell in the top left side, can you find a green color flag symbol is embedded? So it is a simple message for any user. Whichever the cell contains this kind of green color flag symbol, it is a simple message. The data is being stored as a text, and our data cleansing action starts over there. So now the question is how to clean the data. No need to do anything, just look at my screen. Our experts, they will suggest you that Prabhas, you can go and select like this. There is a yellow color symbol you will be getting in the left, and you can choose the option convert to number. Do not ever go for this option. Trust me. Then why our experts they do suggest us? Yeah, they suggest because they know this is the only way to clean up the data. But why I do not recommend this is this option is being designed for the limited row items to clean up like 10, 20, 30, 40. You can make use of this option and clean up the data. But we are working with a huge data, say 10,000 records, 50,000 records, or 1 lakh records. If that is the case, and by mistake you have opted for this option, your problem will start. What kind of problem? Excel not responding. Excel is restarted. Excel stopped working. Entire screen will be grayed out. Windows stopped working or Windows will be restarted. All these problems we have seen a lot of time while working in Excel. Do you agree with me? The problems I named, Excel not responding, Excel is restarted, Excel stopped working, you would have seen so many times, isn't it? But we do not have any idea why it is happening. So today we came to know these are the basic reasons. So what is the best option then? So this is, if this is ruled out, what is the best option then? I'll tell you. So look at my screen for a minute, understand? Then next 1 minute you can try. Keeping the cursor in the first value of asset class, I will select the rest, Control Shift down arrow key. Then in the data menu, I have an option called text to columns. What is that? Text to columns. So when I go for text to columns over here, it will take me to the dialog box in this format, and no need to do any changes in this. Directly go and click finish. So when you go and click finish with immediate effect, you will be finding all this data, whatever we had, the green color flag symbols in the top left corner, all these things have been removed. So this is the best way to clean up your data and bring it to the respective format in any of your SAP system records. So please give it a try. Select your data of asset class column, going to data menu, text to column, and finish. Is it working? Are you getting your all your green color flag symbols removed? All right. So Parag, is it clear? I did not get any response from you, I guess. All right. So now the moment we have done with this over here, let's go for our next problem towards our right side. If you see in the extreme right, yes, Parag, you can select your asset class column data and then going to data menu, text to column, we have a option text to column, and you have to go and click finish so that all these green color flag symbols, whatever we had in the entire column, will be disappeared. Right. Now let us go for, once you solve the problem number one, let's go for the next problem. If you come to the extreme right column of our data, that is called year, you see one more error is coming up called hash value. Okay. And why is it like this? Let's go and randomly check one cell and open the cell by hitting F2, function F2, anything. What is the formula? It is there, year formula. We have seen yesterday that Excel has got one formula called year. But in our case, that year formula is dependent upon the date column. So pretty simple. Since my date is not in proper date format, my year is not fetching the value. So come back to the date column. Keeping the cursor in the first date of the date column, select the entire date, shift, control, down arrow key. And look at the same and let me know what is the problem in our date column. Anybody? Because we need to recognize our data properly. That is most essential things, people. So what is the problem in our date column? Whatever you feel, you can tell me. No problem. We are here to rectify.
Because there is a dot.
Dot. Okay. Okay. Anybody else have anything? Okay. So Sweta is saying slash should come instead of dot. Okay. Namita is saying it is not the date format. Okay. Vinod is saying not in date format. Okay. What is the ideal date format? Yesterday we discussed, right? What is the ideal date format? DD, YY, or DD, YY. But when you talk about the separator, you can use either DD hyphen hyphen YY, or we can use slash, the two forward slash, not the backslash, DD slash YY. So this is how technically we are going to use our date format. So we can know that the problem is lying in the date separator. So in that case, how to deal with the same? The best option, after selecting the data, go for Control H. Control H. What happens? It gives me a dialog box having find and replace opened over there. See, normally we go for Control F, then we go and click separately replace. See, Control F is meant for find, but Control H is for find and replace. So when I go for find what, find dot. Now replace with what? As I told you, there are two options, hyphen and forward slash. Ideally, which one we are supposed to take? I will tell you the best option. Look at your bottom right corner of your system. In your laptop, desktop, whatever you are using, look at the bottom right corner of your system. Your system format, whatever the separator is being used, you must replace with that. That is the best recommended option. So since my system is having as a hyphen separator over here, then I must use the replace with box as hyphen. Now replace all. When I click, it will be giving a message, all done. We made 1658 replacements. And when I go and click OK, come out of our box, our year column is ready. So before 2 minutes, it was showing the errors in place. But now when I given the right formatting to my date column, my year column is also ready. All right. So this is how we must clean up our data whenever we download the data from SAP or ERP system. So any doubt, any queries, everybody is getting the data clean. Anybody is having the errors still over there, do let me know. Because this is the area where, my friends, we spend our lot of quality time for cleaning the data. And since we do not know the right method of cleaning, we end up spending a lot of time. So everybody is clear? I have a
Yes.
I have a question now. Though we have cleaned our data, how will I know my entire data is clean? Because it's not about 10 or 20 row items, it's about 10,000 row items. So how will I know that all my 10,000 row items data is clean? There is no unclean data. Yes, yes, Vinod, we are coming to that only. Okay. So what I suggest is, whenever you do this kind of data cleansing, always do a validation of your data column, because you cannot blindly go for it with this option and ensure that the data is clean. So I would always suggest go for one-time checking on the same. So how to validate my column, how to check my entire column errors are clean, there is no unclean data over here. The best option, keeping the cursor in the header, go for activating filter. And how to activate filter? Control Shift and L. So Control Shift L is the keyboard shortcut for activating or deactivating filter. Go for it. Control Shift and L to activate or deactivate filter. Both this is a toggle key. Okay. Now, the moment we have gone for this, go to that column header for date and check, is there any error in the filtered area? Is there any error, blanks, or any date is being displayed? Check it out. In this area, is there any error? If it is not having error, then your data is clean. Similarly, go back to the year and check in the filter again. Is there any error in this area? So now you can realize anybody is having an error. I guess Vinod is having error. Right. Yes, Manoranjan, please ask your questions. Feel free.
Hi, Pravas.
Yeah.
Actually, yesterday, you just told me regarding text to column.
Right.
So, yesterday we are also doing change the formatting to text to column.
Right.
So, it is possible the same way if you done by not control S to directly text to column.
Yes, you
the
can
same
do that.
format?
You can do that. But the question is over here all the time, that is not going to help you. So I am
Okay.
giving this option first. If this is working out, then there is no need of going for text to column. If this doesn't work out, then you opt the method of text to column. Like, see, Vinod, he just asked me in the serial number 40 case, he's still having some errors in place. So those who are having the errors in place, what you need to do is you have to select your date column, going to data, text to column, and there, no need to do any changes. Go for next, again next, and in the third tab you will be finding my selection is there in general, but technically my data is there in date. And the drop down, if it is showing DMY, change it to MDY, and if it is saying MDY, change it to DMY. This is the only change you have to do, and when you click finish, see the result. going to the filter, if you check, is there any error anymore? Yes, Vinod?
Prabhas, one more time, please.
Yeah. You got to select your data, going to data menu from the ribbon, text to column. If you go for it over here, then next, again next, and in the third tab, you will be finding column date format. By default, it is in general. You have to change it to date. And once you change it to date, the drop down box towards your right side, if it is showing DMY, change it to MDY. If it is showing MDY, change it to DMY. This is the only change you have to make. And then you finally go and click finished. So when I go for finish button, and you can see the unclean data, whatever it is there, now it will be cleaned. Yeah, that is the procedure. So this is the reason why I told you, if the first option is not working, still it is remained with some errors, go for option number 2. So this is about our SAP data, SAP driven records, how to clean up our data. And this is the story of a data clean tool. Any questions running in your mind so far?
Prabhas,
Yeah.
this year says 1996, but that one has that comma. So,
That's a good one. Yes. So still the data is unclean. Though we got the value of our years cannot be ever expressed having the comma separators in place. Comma separator is allowed only in place of number or currency. If it is like year, definitely that should not contain our commas. So what we need to do, keep your cursor in the first year value, select the rest. And I told you yesterday, let's have a quick recap on the same. Those who have remembered, please let me know. To convert any cell format to number date format, what is that I told you? Any cell format to date format.
Control Shift 3.
Very good. Control Shift and 3. To convert any cell format to percentage format. Data informative data presentations we did right yesterday. We have converted any format to percentage format.
Control Shift 5.
Control Shift 5.
Very good. Control Shift and 5. Similarly, to convert any format to general format. I repeat, to convert any format to general format. See, on our keyboard, above to the tab key, one key is there, or left side of the numerical key of 1, you will be getting one key, very rarely in use. This is called a infinitive symbol will be there. That is called our tilde key, TILDE. So Control Shift and that key when you press, it will help you to convert any format to general format. Right, let's go for that. So Control Shift, and the moment I go for infinitive, can you see all this comma symbols, everything has been removed out of that? Right, Control Shift and tilde. This is the key. Hope this is working. Yeah. Your 60% of the task can be delivered by your keyboards. Trust me, in Excel. That's why keyboard shortcuts plays a very, very important role in terms of saving your time. All right, so that's it for our data clean 2 site. Coming to the next. The sheet name is called data clean 3. All right. So let me take you through the background story of the data. So no need to do anything. Just look at my screen and follow my audio. See, while working in our corporates, in any industry, any vertical, any department, wherever you are working with, my friends, what happens? 90% cases we receive unclean data. Trust me, 90% cases you are going to receive, or you might be receiving, unclean data only. And why it is unclean? Because we never get the data in Excel all the time. Sometimes we have to receive the data in SQL table format, or in MS Word document, in text or notepad, or in .csv format, or in binary format, or sometimes we receive the data in PDF. And what we need to do, when you see in the other platform, the data seems to be completely neat and clean and organized. But when you copy the data and paste in Excel for your own workings or analysis purpose, what happens? Our problem starts there. The data goes completely haywire. The data scatters like anything in the Excel workbook. Automatically, the cell height will be increased. Automatically, the cell width will be increased. And you do not have any idea why and how this is happening. But our problem starts there, bringing the data, putting it across together at one place and start working with it. There we spend a lot of time. So this is something like that, a situation we have. So let me put it in a story format, connecting our people over here. Now, suppose say I'm taking two persons' name. One, I'm taking the name of our friend Vinod, and the next one, I'm going to take it, the name, say, Avinash. So is there any objection from both of you if I take your name for the story? From Vinod, it's no. Avinash? Okay, great. Thank you so much. Well, now suppose I take an example over here. Our friend Avinash, he is watching. Okay, now take an example. Avinash is working in his laptop in a bank portal. What is that? Bank portal. And in bank portal, he could see the bank name is there, bank account number is there, and bank code is there. Now, what Avinash did, he exported the entire data to Excel, and he closed that bank portal. He came out of that. And the moment he's watching that Excel file, the data dumps like this. The data dumps like this. And looking at the same, Avinash felt for a while, this is not my cup of tea. And this is data is of no use also. Then immediately he asked for the help of Vinod. So Vinod is supposed to say working in his team. So he called Vinod. Vinod, this is what the data I have in this format, like 10,000 records. I am expecting only the bank code alone to be extracted. What is saying? 10,000 records are like this, but he is expecting only the bank code. So in this case, how to extract our data? All right, this is the question. Hope this story is clear. What is the requirement? What is the objective? So first I'll start with Vinod. So Vinod, what's your opinion? How to do that? Give me your best opinion on this. No issues. Whatever you feel.
We have one formula. I could not remember right now immediately. Which we can take it out from last digit, something like that. And one more option in the text to column itself, we can separate. But all the 1,000, 10,000 data should be in a proper format so that we can extract.
Very good. Similarly. Very good. So we'll do one by one. So you have just, so let me just do the things on behalf of Vinod. Okay, Vinod is suggesting that Prabhas, we can go for going for text to column. And text to column, if I see, I can separate the data through delimited. If it is, then I'll go for this instead of tab space. I can separate the data. And the moment I go for this, what's the problem? The bank code somewhere in column I, somewhere in column H, somewhere in column G, somewhere in column F. Again, the data is not in consistent type. So this is ruled out. This is not going to help me. Now the other one, we know what he forgot the formula. He believes, okay, we can extract certain characters from left or right. So there is a right formula we have to extract certain characters from the right. So suppose say if I talk about the bank code is of how many characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I go for 8, what happens? I got my first bank code, but when I apply for the rest, is it getting me the entire bank codes as it is? Check this. Are you getting the same?
We have issues.
So no,
so
because
again,
code is more than 8, I guess.
right.
Yeah.
So again, what is the problem? When the data is of consistent type, text to column, right left formula will be helping me. And here the data is of inconsistent type. So when data is of inconsistent type, nothing is working for us, isn't it? So what happened now? Our friend Vinod realized that one person in our corporate, the person name is, suppose say Namita, she is having good knowledge about Excel. So Vinod has approached to Namita about this. What Namita did, okay, if this is the situation, she gave a formula, which is the combination of if, len, mid, find, replace, if error, all these formulas combined together, a big formula, lengthy formula, and finally, when Vinod is watching that formula, it is not ending up with our parenthesis, it is ending up with a curly brace. So it is completely beyond of the understanding. Now, without having a simple knowledge about this, the formula, the logic, how it works, then when he asked to Namita about this, Namita is saying, see, Vinod, you asked for the help, I helped you. But if you are really looking forward to understand how the logic works, please come to me at 5:30. I will explain it because I have my whole work also to be done. Of course, he's right also. So in this case, when Vinod, without understanding the logic, he started applying the same over here. Sometimes it works, sometimes it fails because the data is of not of consistent type. Now he gets frustrated. Who is frustrated? Our friend Vinod is frustrated. Anybody will be happening like that? Now, what is the choice we have? Nothing is working. Then we come back to our original track. What is the original track? Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Somewhere or the other, we happen to do the job like this. You would have ever done in your life also sometimes. Do you agree with me? When nothing is working, at the end of the day, we have to present our data. So boss doesn't want to listen, the pain, whatever you have. He just wants the output. That's it. So we have to deliberate in that way. Now just imagine 1 or 2 or 10 or 50, I can afford time of copying and pasting the work. 10,000 cases. How long it will be taking for me? Vinod, what's your opinion? 10,000 cases, how long it will be taking for copy paste work?
Take long time.
Obviously. So if you want to quantify minimum 2 to 3 hours, minimum.
Sure.
So now I will ask our friend Avinash. Avinash, do you have that much of time to alert Mr. Vinod?
Not at all.
Definitely. So here itself, we have a proper corporate situation. People are not ready to give this much of time, but when we anticipate it to be taking this much of time, then boss is making a negative remark in the KRA, having a big question mark about my productivity. Anyway, now this entire thing we have understood. Now just imagine that entire 2 to 3 hours of job, if I could help you in making it done just in 10 seconds, trust me, in 10 seconds, how much of quality time we can save? A lot of things, right? So let's see now how to do the same job with no time, how to extract our data with no time in Excel. Just 1 minute, please watch my screen, understand the concept, then you do the later. See, I have first cleaned my column C data, whatever I had. Then I have gone to column B, opened the cell over here. I have selected my bank code. So bank code is there at the end of the statement. I have copied that. I have gone to the next column. I have pasted it. And when I pasted, then I have gone for a simple keyboard shortcut in my keyboard naming Control E. See, like a magic show, the entire 10,000 records, wherever the bank codes are there, immediately it is extracted. You must be surprised on your brink of your eyes how this is working. What is this powerful keyboard shortcut? Why we were not aware of that? This is nothing but called one of the artificial intelligence tool of our Microsoft Excel, naming called Flash Fill. flash fill, and this is available only in 2013 and above versions of Excel. Earlier it was not there. All right, so just give it a try. Go to column C, clean the data first. Column C, first clean the data. Then go to column B, open the cell, copy that bank code alone. But while copying, ensure no extra space you have selected or nothing. Then paste in the column C and go for Control E. So Control E will be helping me to extract the data in this fashion. That's called your flash fill. So please confirm everybody is getting flash fill operated and receive your data successfully.
That is not happening. Control E only. I have to
Yeah.
select full.
No need to select full and all. Just copy the data, paste it. Have you pasted your data in the column C?
Yes.
Then Control E.
It's come.
Yeah. So can you imagine how much of quality time we can save? So we have saved from that copy paste actions, isn't it? So this is really a great tool. And trust me, I really admire Microsoft for this particular artificial intelligence. But yes, this is available in 2013, but people have ignored this. People do not know how to use it. And they spend a lot of time for cleaning actions.
So one question, Prabhas. For
Yeah.
example, now we have taken bank code. Now, for example, account number.
Yeah.
If I do the same, it will come.
Yeah, we'll be doing that. Don't worry. Just give me a 5 minutes time. We'll be doing that. Let me first complete the steps. So flash fill. Okay, we got the data. Fine. Let's take a pause and let me take you through something more on this. Now, suppose say Control E is the keyboard shortcut, flash fill. If you remembered, well and good, that's fine. Now, suppose say you have a fear of forgetting the keyboard shortcuts because you are the kind of a person who believes in working with the ribbon menu options. So if that is the case, if you ask me, Prabhas, where I get this option in the ribbon menu, yes, I would help you. Going to home, if you see, there is a down arrow key symbol is there below to sigma, and there is an option called flash fill. In the home, you can go to this option, and this is called your flash fill. Okay, this is the location number 1. Now, the other one, if you see in the data menu also, we have an option called flash fill. In the data, if you see, we have an option over here. This is the button after text to column, flash fill. And this is the data menu. So these are the 2 locations where you will be getting your flash fill. So hope you got the acquaintance with the location. I'm going step by step. Is that clear, people, everybody? All right. Now, over here, the question is, the moment I want to go for flash fill, you cannot apply flash fill with any type of data. You cannot apply flash fill with any type of data. So to apply flash fill, you have to satisfy 4 validation rules. So stay focused, very, very important, these rules. Just make it clear from this point. If you have any queries, you can ask me. So first, watch my screen. Rule number 1. Rule number 1, it says that ensure there is a blank column next to data column. So what does it mean? See, if I'm having the data in column B, column C has to be blank. If column C is also containing data, I must insert a blank column over there. So that's the first rule. Ensure there is a blank column next to the data column. Okay, this is the rule number 1. Rule number 2. After flash fill, do paste special values. What I'm trying to say is Suppose this is the data after flash fill, I got it. I should copy, Control C, right click, paste special values. Is it really mandatory? Yes. Why I make it as mandatory? Because if you apply flash fill, you got your data, and when you save your file tomorrow, when you reopen, there might be a chance some numbers will get diluted, some text may get diluted, some text may be getting omitted, could be the case. So that's the reason why, to safeguard our data, rule number 2 is very, very essential. Flash fill data has to be made as paste special values. That is rule number 2. Rule number 3 is over here. After step 2, create data header. After step 2, create data header. So over here, what I try to say is, do not ever first create your data like bank code over here. Suppose say I prepared my header first, and then I'm going to apply flash fill. This is not going to work, because flash fill purpose, this cell will become as your base data, and your flash fill will not operate properly, and you will not achieve your data over here in the significant fashion. So this is the reason why first you create your data with flash fill, make it paste special value, then go for creating the data header, naming called bank code. This is the rule number 3. So data header has to be created after step 2, after paste special only. Now rule number 4, ensure there is no formula in data column. So what does mean in data column? Means in column B, no cell should contain formula, because if formula driven cells are there, flash fill will not work. So first you have to go and do the copy paste special value, then only flash fill is going to work. So this is how the 4 rules is very, very essential over here whenever you want to go for flash fill. So I'll be doing one thing. I'm just copying and pasting. You can send copy from the chat box and paste it on your workings or notes. And you can change into your own language if you wish, not issue. Okay. So I'll go and first change this. Control C over here. Okay. All right. So all the 4 rules are clear, people? Any doubt, any queries, anybody? So now the question is, where else we can use flash fill? I've gave you one scenario, but I'm also taking you through some more where you can use flash fill. So no need to do anything. Just look at my screen. No need to do anything. See, in our routine activity, whenever we are, suppose say, take an example, I have got a first name, I have got a last name. If I happen to combine the data, what we do? Yes, people? If I have got the data in 2 different cells, I want to combine, what we do in that case? Anybody?
Concatenate
Concatenate, very good.
or and
Concatenate, I rule out concatenate because concatenate is a lengthy formula. That's why I never recommend to use concatenate formula. That's for your understanding, for your information. There is a formula called concatenate. So the best option I suggest is going to first over here, that is the first name, use ampersand, and we need a space within 2 double inverted comma. You can leave a space. Again, ampersand, take the last name. So this is how you can combine your data. Do you agree? Right, people? Yes, Parag, you can go for equal to, taking the first name, ampersand within two double inverted comma, a space. Then again ampersand, taking the last name, control enter. So we got our data combined. So this is what the best option people suggest or we follow to combine our data, to concatenate our data over there in Excel. Right. So this was the best option till yesterday. But today, when you ask me that over here, should I go for this option? I will never recommend for it. See, what's the beauty? Since we are working with the upgraded version of Excel, what is the best option we can do? Suppose I have the data. Kindly look at my screen. No need to do anything. See, I will go to next column, type hurry, space. I will type shadow. Then Control E, done. One simple keyboard shortcut, no formula, no functions. This is going to help me in this way. So can you imagine how much your time you are going to save over here because of this, right? File size is not getting heavy, no formula and functions. A simple keyboard shortcut is doing the job for me, correct? Now, if I have the data like this, okay, I have to suppose say take an example. I have got the data like this. I want to separate first name in one column, last name in other column. So ideal option, anybody, if you see our experts, they will suggest you go for data text to column and go for delimited, next space, again next, change the destination over here and click finish. Like that, people will suggest us to do the job. That's fine, all set, all good, whatever we are doing, I'm not denying. But that is again time taking. So today, if you ask me what is the best option to separate the data, see, I'll go to next column. I'll type hurry in one column. Next, I'll type shadow over here. Hurry, Control E, shadow, Control E, done. Two keyboard shortcuts, two times, that makes my job done. So this is how people, whenever there is a need for data cleansing activity, your Control E flash fill is going to help you a lot in saving your turnaround time. 90% cases you can clean up your data with flash fill. All right. So hope you got an idea where else also we can use the flash fill and how it works, how it operates. We got a basic idea about that. Any questions? Clear, people? Right. Now I'm going to take you through one more scenario, a real-time scenario. No need to do anything. Just look at my screen. Where else we can use this flash fill and how you are going to save your time, I'm going to take you through. See, this is one of the painful area whenever you are working with the bill of material, or if you have an inventory code, or you have got a stock inventory list, whatever it is, when you download that master data, you will be finding the records comes like this, along with the material code, some leading zeros to the left. And that's really annoying, that's really killing, because having the zeros over there, I cannot do any kind of reconciliation activity, neither I could apply VLOOKUP, nothing can be done. So in these cases, if I want to replace zeros, my existing material code zeros also is going to be replaced with, and that is going to be diluting my entire master data. So in this case, how to extract only the material code in the next column? So I'll tell you, Here, since we are working with upgraded version, now suppose say my metal code is starting with alphabets, ending with the numerics. Though it is of two alphabets, one alphabet, not an issue. I can simply copy that and paste it over here next column. And you know the story, Control E, done. Can you imagine? People used to spend a lot of time for cleaning the data like this. Those who were in 2007, 2010 version of Excel, they have to depend upon with some Excel experts, and they used to spend a time for designing a lengthy solution for them. So since we are in 2013 and above, how the job has become so easy by using flash fill. So this is how you have to remember only one thing. Whenever there is a need to do some data cleansing activity, first thing you should remember about flash fill. If flash fill fails, then go for any other options, formula, functions, anything. All right. Now, coming to the next over here. Now, I would like to take your opinion. Yes. So, Vinod, are you happy knowing about this tool?
Yes, Mr. Prabhas, very much.
Okay. Now I'll ask the question to Avinash. Avinash, what's your feeling having a teammate like Vinod?
After doing this Control E, you are saying?
Yes, obviously. When you ask the job to be delivered, Vinod has just taken a fraction of seconds and he delivered the things. So how would be your feeling having a teammate like him?
He will be definitely promoted.
Okay, good. So you are very kind. So I appreciate that. Fine. All said, all good. Now, Vinod also would be expecting my boss would be like this somewhat, isn't it, Vinod? Well, great. Fine then. So we know one thing. When boss is happy, what happens, Vinod, next?
Same expectations goes high.
That's fine. You are very smart enough to understand the things. That's the same thing happened with you. Now, when you delivered the bank code with no time, Avinash was quite happy with the presentation, what you have made, and immediately his expectation goes high and he asked you, well, thank you, Vinod, you got me bank code. Can you get me this bank account numbers from this as well? Well, let's do. We have learned flash fill, right? Let's go for application of the same. The rule number one, what is that I told you? Next to your data column should be blank. So we do not have, let's go and create first. Create a blank column. Okay. Now bank code, if you see it is somewhere in the middle, right? So select that, Control C, copy, come to the next column, paste it. What is the shortcut for flash fill? Control A. Yes, Parag, absolutely right. More expectation. So now flash fill is doing the job for me, but look at your output. Are you getting your bank account numbers properly?
No.
So what is the bottom line from the entire exercise? What you have understood?
Flash will not work every time.
Well, so everybody will be getting the same situation, whatever I am showing on the screen. If you see the second case, the bank code starts with 0. So if at all any code is starting with 0, we need to have zeros also in place because zeros also plays a role. And in this case, it is not working. That's fine. That is the bottom line we have understood. So now I would like to take your opinion, guys. What do you believe here? Flash fill is happening or not? We did the entire exercise, but I would like to take your opinion.
It seems for a number has some challenge, I think.
I think it is happening,
Okay.
but we need to do something more. Maybe they rightly said, like some more shortcuts need to be used.
Okay. Okay. So people, okay, you are saying like this, fine, no problem. So my question answer, I got it. Flash fill is happening. Yes. If flash fill would not have been there, then all these values would not have been populated. Only we would have landed up with only the copy paste value. This exercise would not have completed with bringing up all these values. So flash fill is happening, but output is not up to the mark. Why? I will tell you. See, we need to understand some concept about our number format in Excel. Whenever you are trying to type the data in terms of numerical format or number format, Excel has a limitation. What is the limitation? No need to do anything. Look at my screen. See, I have got a data over here. Now, how many characters I have? If I want to know, I'll go for length formula. It will be giving me 10 characters. Okay, that's fine. If I go and increase one more character over here, it shows me the data. If I go and increase one more character, what happens? Now this is in trouble. Can you see? It is showing some decimal plus 11 and all those things. And why is it like this? Because Excel has a limitation. It can store the data up to maximum 11 characters as a number format. Now, if I want to showcase all the characters, then what we need to do is over here, before starting the number in the home, before starting the number, we have to define one apostrophe. So what does it mean? Anything you store along with apostrophe, that will be stored as a text. And the moment you hit enter, can you see a green color flag symbol immediately appears? I told you the story about this, that anything stored in text will be automatically this kind of green color flag symbol will come. And you see that character also length 12. So this is what about the story of our number format, how it is being stored in our cell. Now the question.
I missed it. I missed it. Can you just repeat the last before the green?
Right. See, if you have to store the data and you want to display all the characters, then you have to store along with your apostrophe. So anything you store with apostrophe, that will be stored as a text. This is what the default rule predefined by Microsoft Excel.
Okay.
Right. Now, the moment we come to this over here, our data, when you go for flash fill, what happens? Since bank account numbers are trying to store as a bank number format, my flash fill is not giving the proper output. So what we need to do is delete all these things, go back to our data, select our bank account number, copy that, come to the next column, but start with apostrophe, then paste. So as I told you, anything with apostrophe, if you paste, it will store as a text. Then Control E. Now you see the beauty of this. 2 minutes back, it was not getting me the data, but now I am getting as it is bank account numbers over here. Rule number 2, selecting the data, copying the same, make it as paste special value. I told you, whenever you use flash fill, rule number 2, make it as paste special values. So copy the data, right click, paste special values. Rule number 3, after flash fill or step 2, then you go and create the data header. So bank account number. Now you can create like this. All right. Hope this is clear.
Yes.
So this is about our AI tool of our Excel naming called Flash Fill. Any doubt, any questions running in your mind, you can ask me, make it clear from this point itself. But taking the live data, keep practicing about all these things because this is all our time-saving techniques.
What about the green flags? I mean,
well, that is by default, it is stored as a text. It will be there. And if you believe this is annoying, yes, we do have a choice. You can select the entire data, go to that yellow color symbol. You have an option called ignore error. Ignore error. This option you have to choose. If you do not want that green color flag symbols to be there, you have to choose that option from the yellow color button. Okay. So all the green color flag symbols will be removed. It's up to you. Okay, Sweta is asking question, how did you get the paste special options? See, Sweta, you can go for this option. There are two ways you can do the job. One, you can copy the data first, Control C, right click on the same, paste special. We have an option, paste special over here. And then you'll be getting paste special values. This is the value option. Okay. Right. So finally, yes, Parag, that you have to remove their sign. You can go for selecting the data. That yellow color symbol is there towards your left. You will be finding you have to choose ignore error.
Prabhas,
Yeah.
okay. So when I'm doing the C column of this account number,
Mhm.
everything looks okay, but I'm not getting that paste special thing somehow.
You have to copy that first. Then only paste special will be activated.
Yes, I copy the entire, what's the control shift and the down key, right?
Yeah, that is for selection. But you have to copy that. Control C to copy.
Oh, okay, okay. Let me try.
Mhm. Yes. What is the reason to do paste special? Yes, reason I told you paste special, because if you do not do paste special, when you save your file and tomorrow you reopen, there might be a chance the data will get diluted. The numbers will change automatically. The numbers will omit, numbers will be replaced with something else. This is the reason why you have to do paste special value. And that is the rule number 2 of our flash fill.
Okay, it happened. Prabhas, one more thing I wanted to check. For example, the name thing that you explained is the name and the surname, and then we, we use that fill. What is that?
Flash fill.
Flash.
Flash fill. So I was just wanting to know, for example, somebody, for example, a detail in a passport, like Afrin Mazhar Sheikh.
Okay.
In that case, how do we do that?
Yeah, that is what. See, ideally, if you have a name pattern, okay, in that case, you should have first name, middle name, last name. So the pattern will should be there at least uniform. So I cannot have one set of data like first name, middle name, last name, and other one just only first name and last name. So I told you in that case, it is not possible. So there should be at least some consistency, though it is of inconsistent type of data, but at least the inconsistent data type should be also in errors, also in consistent type. Pattern should be also consistent type, because here we are not defining our logic. Artificial intelligence tool is something, it is creating its own intelligence. We are not defining any command. Did you give any kind of command or instructions to Excel over here? We have simply extracted the data and pasted. So what it does automatically, it is trying to establish a relationship. Whatever we have extracted, how it is appearing in the data set, it is establishing a relationship, and that's called pattern. So that pattern is going to fill. So as long as your flash fill is able to create a pattern, it is going to work. If it is unable to create a pattern, your data cannot be extracted. And that is the reason why I told you 90% cases, you will be successfully able to apply flash fill.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to separate this bank number, account number, and bank code in one format, means in a separate column, can it be possible? Because now bank account number is separate, bank code is separate.
Yeah.
Now we have to delete from B column bank code and account number. Can it possible? Is there any formula?
Why you want to go for that? Simply delete this. You extracted, you delete this.
Okay.
Your job is
then
done.
Bank number also delete, no?
No,
we
why?
want to keep bank number. Bank name.
Then you extract your bank name.
Okay.
You extract your bank name. Now, suppose say you believe, okay, you want the, in simple term, like how you extracted your bank code separately, bank account number separately. Now you want to extract your bank name. Can I take it in that way? The same question?
Yes, correct.
Right. So what we can do, let's do that. Let's go for our flash fill. Rule number I told you. that ensure always the data, whatever it is there next to the data column should be blank. Okay, so I'm doing on behalf of everyone. If you want to do it along with me, you can, not an issue. But only problem is over here, the moment I go for this, okay, bank name up to, I have taken the bank name over here. I have copied that, Control C. I have pasted over here, but it is pasting like this. Okay, I'll go for pasting over here. And when I go for flash fill, is it working?
Yes.
Check it out properly.
No.
Australia and New Zealand. National Australia Bank Limited. Limited is missing. The Bank of Nova Scotia. Nova is there. Scotia is missing. Switzerland. If you talk about this is again trouble. All this having the problem. Can you imagine that? So what is the problem now? This is about rest of 10% case. So when flash fill is unable to create a pattern, this is not going to work. So in this case, what is the answer we have left with? We have to go for formula or function based result. So what kind of formula is going to help us? I will take you through. See, I will go to the next column. Okay. Now, technically, just think about the data as a layman. See, I have the entire data, bank name, bank account number, bank code. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Out of that, I am looking for only the bank name. So if I am looking for bank name only, whatever the unwanted data starting from bank account number till the last character of bank code, if I remove, the leftover data is nothing about my bank name. Do you agree?
Correct.
So that is what we are going to do. So first I will identify where is the unwanted data starting with. So unwanted data means bank account number, where it starts with. So find text. Bank number, bank account number is already we have found out. I will take that. Within text, in this text, I got 27. Can you see?
Yes.
So what does it mean? If I start counting the characters from the left, in 27th position, my bank account number is starting. This is what the meaning. Okay. Now, what I'll do, I'll be using another formula over here before find is left. So left is the text. Text is this. Now this is asking number of characters. So my find formula is giving me already 27th position. So from that, if I deduct one character is nothing but the balance is my bank name. Bracket close, enter. I got my things ready. So when I go for this and double click on the fill handle button, now can you check it out? All the places. Bank name. Right. So certain things you have to do with flash fill. If flash fill fails, go for the formula driven result. And this is the formula. Yes, Parag, hope it is clear. That answers your query.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Prabhas, one question. Now, no, I don't know if it's related to flash fill, but will flash fill help me? Suppose in my day-to-day work, I manage say different location or different regions. So there is a format given, and I get a data in that format from different region. It comes in a paste model in a mail body. If will flash fill help me in copying say 4 regions, say north, south, west, east? Now what I do, I take one mail, open it, copy it in different sheet, and then maybe removing that all the edges, and then make one table, and then add the numbers, for example. So will flash fill help me in this, or there's any formula where I can copy and do it fast, save my TAT?
You just share one sample data to me. Let me have a look at the data, how it comes. Then only I can come to a conclusion. Okay. So you mail me the sample data, how you are receiving and what is that you are doing. Let me have a look. Then I'll be giving the best options for that. Right. So data clean 3. Hope the story is clear for everyone. Flash fill, it's a very beautiful tool. So taking the live data, keep using the same, but remember all the 4 rules, which is very, very important. Don't forget that. Now, coming to the next is called data fill. So I'm going to take you through one more important story of our SAP records again, that one is the painful area whenever you are working with and how to deal with the same. So let me first take you through this. So this is a problem area. You can delete that problem area, whatever the name, that's for understanding. Okay. Now suppose say my boss asked me that Prabhas, get me the entire revenue report. So whatever the products I am selling to my customers, region wise, I got a report like this from the SAP system. Okay, so these are the products I'm selling to customers. This is the revenue I have made. And like that, 1 lakh records I have received from SAP system. Now looking at the data of 1 lakh records, my boss is saying, Prabhas, this data is of no use for me. You keep it with you. I don't need this. What I am looking for is only vanilla powder related records. So in a simple language, out of entire 1 lakh records, only vanilla powder related records my boss is expecting on the screen. So what we do in that case, if you have a huge data items, only some specific records to be displayed, what we do? VLOOKUP is not required at all. See, mostly you have got 100 items. You have to only take some specific 10 items. What we do in that case?
Filter.
Simple,
Filter.
simple. So we have to go for filter. So what we do, we go for activating filter. How? What is the shortcut I told you?
Control Shift L.
Very good. Then we go to our filter of the product and we go and uncheck all. And what is the product boss is looking at? Vanilla powder. So we'll go and select like this and click OK. This is how we do. Do you agree?
Even we can search it.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's a good one. Appreciated. This is how we do normally filter, isn't it?
Yes.
If we are doing like that, trust me, we should stop doing the action, because this kind of filter workings is applicable or it is allowed only to those people who are in standard 5 or standard 10 students. Not the professionals like us should have that much of time to afford for filter. So I'll tell you the best technique to filter your data. See, watch my screen. As we have discussed the story, vanilla powder related records to be filtered out. Simple. Take your mouse pointer, go to vanilla powder, right click, filter, filter by selected cell value. Done. One shot. You don't need to go and activate the filter command, search for that, going to select all, unselect all. A simple mouse button option. How this is going to help you, we have understood. Check it out. Is it working? So sometimes mouse options are quick. It's not mandatory that all the time keyboard shortcuts alone is going to help me in saving time. Sometimes mouse options are also useful. All right. Now, once I have presented my vanilla powder related record to my boss is not happy watching the same. Why? Anybody?
Location, storage details.
Simple. So which city that details about which store detail this data belongs to, that is missing. So why it is missing? Let's remove the filter. If you look at your store detail column with the regular intervals, some blank cells are there and the city name or the store name is appearing only in the first row item. So this is meant for display. This kind of setup we always get from our SAP system. This is meant for display. but this is the data not ready for calculation. So unless and until you fill all these respective blank cells with the respective city names, your data is of no use. Neither you can go for filter, nor you can do pivot table. Nothing can be done out of this. So this is the reason why we have to follow a technique to make our data ready for the next level, that too with no time. I will tell you. So kindly keep your cursor in your store detail column header and select the whole column. Okay. Now, once you select, go for Control G or F5, function F5, anything, whichever it is comfortable for you. Option, we have a special. Click over here called blanks. The moment you click OK, wait and watch. No need to do anything. Do not use your mouse cursor anymore. Do not use your touchpad anymore. And what is happening? From the entire data, only the blank cells are alone in selection. Now with immediate effect, go and type equal to. You can notice it starts typing in the first cell of the entire range. Now take the previous cell over there, click the previous cell and hit Control Enter, and you see the beauty. The entire column is now whatever the blank cells we had, it is going to just replicate with that city name with the respective city names over here, and our data is ready for the next level. Now you can do your filter or pivot, anything, right click, filter, selected cell value, along with the city name, it is going to appear. So this is what the beauty of the time saving techniques of the special. Go to special and get your data ready. So please give it a try. Selecting the store detail column, F5, special, blanks, immediately equal to previous cell, Control Enter. So once you got your data ready, please do a hands-on practice in case number 2 also towards your right side. All right, so now we are going to next. The sheet name is called sorting. So now we're going to look at our data arrangement. Okay, so let me first take you through the data set, what we have with us. See, suppose say my boss asked me, Prabhas, get me the entire employees details. So what I did, I gave the respective T codes and I generate one report. There are 10,000 records over here. It comes in this format. Like we have got department names, employees and date of joining and the salary. So like this 10,000 records are there. Now looking at the report in this format, my boss is not quite happy. And he's saying, Prabhas, this data is of no use for me. Please arrange the data based on the department. And why he's so specific about the department? If you look at what is the first department we have? Finance, second admin, third HR, fourth finance. So data is there, but it is shuffled, it is jumbled, it is not in an order at all. That's why boss is not happy, and he is especially asking for arranging the data based on the department. Now, whenever we need to arrange our data over there, depending upon the data type, we have to go for a data arranging tool called sorting. And when you talk about sorting, if it is alphabets arrangement, we can do A to Z or Z to A. If it is a number, smallest to largest, largest to smallest. If it is a date, oldest to newest or newest to oldest. These are the order types we do have max. But to do the same, keeping the cursor anywhere in the data, Control A, and sorting is the option we find at 3 different locations of our Excel interface. One, in the home tab, you see in the extreme right, there is a sorting and filter option is there over here in the home itself. Else you can go to data. We have a sorting option as well in data. You can see data over here sorting. Else you can right click and you have an option also sorting on your mouse. So whichever it is comfortable for you, you can go for it. But if you ask me, I would always recommend go for a keyboard shortcut. What is that? Alt D and S. So D for data, S for sorting. So this is called data sorting. Okay. So going to Control A, Alt D, S. All right. Now, sort by, as my boss was demanding, sort by, if I go for department, my order is automatically A to Z, Z to A is there. So let it be A to Z. Okay, my data is sorted. Now, each and every department wise data grouped together, accounting at one place, HR at one place, admin at one place, finance at one place, all this data is now coming to one place, right, people? So I believe everybody is able to do that. Now, when I presented my data in this fashion, boss is still not happy. Why he is not happy? Let me take you through. See, he is telling Prabhas, you have arranged the data based on the department. That's fine. Then his focus has gone to the salary column. And when he is watching the salary, the first one is 32,000 or second one 21,000 something odd, third one 30,000 something odd. Is it having any kind of order? No. That's why he's not happy. So what he's expecting, what he's telling now, what he's demanding now, that Prabhas, you have given me department wise data sorted. Now my requirement is each and every department wise, whatever the highest salary should be there in the top, whatever the lowest one should be there in the bottom. So he is expecting nothing but a multi-layer sorting or multi-label sorting. So if you want to go for multi-layer sorting, select your data and go for data sorting. You will be finding a sorting layer is already there with department. This is your primary level of sorting or level number 1. You should not tamper that label. Let it be as it is. You need to create one more label. So in the top left corner, you'll be finding one add label option is there. In the same sorting window, add label option is there. And if you click that, one more layer is coming up. Then you choose which column boss is expecting after department, salary. And salary is containing the numbers. So the order, smallest to largest or largest to smallest. Which one boss is expecting? Largest to smallest. So I can choose largest to smallest and click OK. So now you see each and every department wise, whatever the highest salary is there in the top and the lowest one in the bottom. So this is called our multi-layer sorting. So please confirm everybody is able to get that. Any questions as such? What we did in this? If you have, you can. All right then. If everybody is clear, that's really nice thing. Now, I am going to take you through the same situation. Let us analyze. Stay focused with my audio, what I'm saying. See, sorting is a data arranging tool, and this is the way we do sorting. We know very well, and we make our data more expressive in that way. That also we are clear. And when we presented my data to my boss, okay, my boss is watching the data and he simply left the place. He did not give a compliment to my work, neither he appreciated my work, or nor he is having any other kind of demand. Whatever he was asking, I delivered, and he just did, looking at the data, he just went. He did not compliment to my work. Why? So I have a simple question. We are spending our energy, we are giving our efforts, and finally, when I'm presenting to the audience is not happy watching the same. Why? What is the reason? Yes, people, anybody can share his opinion.
Maybe department, total.
No, that is not the demand. See, people have not
Okay.
asked me. My boss never asked me.
Employee name is not ascending order. Ascending order.
You cannot do any other further sorting on this. This is the maximum sorting is possible. Now, if you want to go for employee name wise sorting, then your salary is already sorted. That is level 2. So level 3, level 4 sorting is no more possible. So that cannot be done. If you want to do it as an individual column, you can do it, but not with this respect. Yes. Well, table format. Sweta is saying, okay, table format. Okay, I could have done, then he would have been happy. Okay, I consider that. Yes. Any other? Okay. If you're unable to make it out, I will take you through. See, the task, whatever we did about data arrangement and apply sorting, we have not done anything wrong, but the task what we deliver, that is anybody's job. Anybody can do that. When if anybody can do and you are doing the same, do you think that is it going to give some kind of wow impact in his mind? Definitely not. So why he will be giving a compliment? If you have done something extraordinary or something unique, something innovative ideas you have made over here, or some kind of creativity you have, or you are presenting something different, then only people would be happy watching the same. So why I'm telling all these things? As I have been telling you from day one, nowadays the audience is having a different level of expectation. So you have to always present your data differently in such a way so that you can be standing out of the crowd. People would love to see there will be a value additions to the work, and it should be informative over there in point of data point of view. So now, how to make our presentation different from others? This is what the requirement. So what we can do, the same job we are going to do, but in different way. Let's do that. We have got another data set towards your right side, same data you can see. Select your data towards your right side. You see we have the similar data. Select your data and go for data sorting. But sorting, you make it based on the salary. Sort by salary and do it by largest to smallest order. And once I go for largest to smallest order, my data is sorted. This is the step number 1. Step 2, going to home after sorted, going to home, format as table. We learned yesterday, format as table, 3 different options comes up. Light, medium, dark. I told you which option you should take it.
Medium and light.
Why not dark?
It's not looking good for any presentation mode.
Not exactly. I told you the various other reason behind it.
The file becomes too heavy.
The more the dark colors, file size will be more. And this is the prime reason why I told you not to use the dark colors. Okay. Now let's go for one medium out of this. The moment I go for this and click OK, the dialog box, my data has been converted into a table format. So 2 steps we have completed. Please confirm. Have you completed these 2 steps? First step, data sorting with salary. Second step, converting the data into table format. Now, keep your cursor above to date of joining. Keep your cursor above to date of joining. And there you type a cell name called total. Total. And next to the total, towards your right side, type a formula. The name is called subtotal. It's a peculiar formula. Why it is so peculiar? Because in subtotal formula itself, so many formulas are there. You can see sum, count, average, count, all these formulas are there within subtotal. So what we are going to use is sum. And what is the number? It's 9. You can see towards the left. Now double click on sum formula. You will be seeing 9 will be embedded in subtotal. 9 will be embedded in the subtotal. Comma. Now we have declared some functions to be applied in subtotal, but where to apply the sum formula? To the salary column. So select your entire data of salary column. Select your entire data of salary column. And the moment you hit enter, you will be getting a total. Confirm how much total you have received. Is it 29,11,878 people?
Yes.
Fine. So we have done with our framework designing. So we did data sorting, we did format as table conversion, we did application of subtotal formula. Coming to the next. Keeping your cursor anywhere in this table data, you see in the extreme right of the ribbon, there is an option called table design is activated, or options, design, table design, name will be there in the extreme right. Okay. And there is an option called filter button. The checkbox is activated, filter button. You can deactivate that filter button. And now the entire filter button is clear. It is just looking like as if a normal table data is there, complete formatted data, necessary formula is applied, and the data is ready for the next level. Now keeping the cursor anywhere in the data, go to same table design or design, whatever the options you have in the extreme right. We have an option called insert slicer. Insert slicer. And when you go for insert slicer, this will be giving me a box where all these field headers are listed. Now, department field, you can see a checkbox is not activated. Department field, a checkbox is not activated. Please activate that. And the moment you click OK, you got a box in the place. And this box, you can keep it to the right side of your data. Okay. Now everything is ready. Now, when I'm presenting my data to my audience, if at all anybody is asking me, Prabhas, can you show me only the human resource related records? I just clicked, these are the records from human resource, and this is the total salary paid to the human resource department. Highest salary is this much, lowest salary is this much. If suppose someone is asking administration records, I can click just administration, all the admin records will be coming up. If at all anybody is asking me to see accounting and finance both together, so what I can do, I can select accounting, holding the control button, select finance also. So accounting and finance, both the departments data will be displayed. All right. And once my data is presented, if I want to restore my data, in this slicer top right corner, there is a clear filter option is there. A cone kind of structure. If you click that, my data will be restored. So this is how you can always make your data presentation even more better. Now, if you keep yourself in the audience shoes, now you tell me, which out of these two options, which option seems better, precise, or anybody will be happy watching the same? Option 1 or option 2?
Option 2, Papa.
Anywhere? That will be definitely anybody's choice, because things are more dynamic. On click of the button, things are getting refreshed, and I'm getting precise data over here. Data is already sorted, and the total also we are getting. So we are not only arranging the data, along with that, whatever the additional information it may be helpful for the people, that also we are presenting. All right. So definitely things will be better. So this is how, whenever there is a need, you can make your presentation in this format, and you can virtually filter your data by using the slicer buttons. And this option is available only in 2013 and above versions of Excel. Earlier it was not there. So that's the story of our data sorting. Any doubt, any queries in this sheet, people? Anybody?
Yeah, can you please repeat once after total, how you can bring this department and then?
Yeah, you got your total, and you got the filters also removed.
No, after that, yeah, filter not removed.
Okay, you keep your cursor in this table data, whatever we have. Okay. Then go to your table design. In the extreme right, you can see one design or table design would be there, or options would be there.
Table design.
No, for your case, if you are in 2013, it would be naming as options or design, could be the name.
Either total row, table name, yeah, okay.
No, what is the last tab you are getting? I'm highlighting. What is the last tab you are getting on your screen?
But it is, just hold on, I'm not getting a table. Design. Can I share my?
Yeah. Please do that. Please do that. All right. Yeah, you have got the design tab. See the last one. Yes, design. You click the design, and there is a filter button. Checkbox is activated towards. No, not in that same option only. See that colorful patterns are there.
Okay, filter button.
Yes,
okay.
Filter button you deactivate.
Yeah, deactivated.
Now go to insert slicer in the left. In the left, inserts. Yeah. No need to go to insert menu. Same design only. Insert slicer towards your left. Export, refresh is there towards your left. Yeah, click there, and there you choose department checkbox. Yes, select the department checkbox. Now click OK. Yeah, now you can operate from that. If you click department, any of the department, if you click, that data will be only displayed on the screen. If you go to any other department, again it comes up, right?
Okay.
Right.
Okay, thanks.
Welcome. So I'm just taking the control back on the screen. So this is about our data sorting over there, and how to present our data differently. We got a simple understanding. So taking the live data, keep practicing and presenting. Trust me, when you present like this, people will love to see that. Somebody from the presentation side, he's going to ask a question. How do you control the data from that box? So people believe those kind of things are options are available only in pivot table. But when you do it in normal data, by simply converting the data into table format, that's the place where you are making a difference, right? Fine then. Let's go to the next. Multi-DB filter. The sheet name, multi-DB filter. So here, let me take you through the data, what we have. Stay focused, please. Suppose say I have got 2 plants in my organization. I have got 2 plants. So first one is the plant 1 data, region wise, product wise, month wise details. The second one is about second plant data. Again, same format data is there, no issues. Now, the 2 plants data, what I have with me, looking at the same, my boss is asking that Prabhas, from plant 1, I want to see only Karnataka records, and from plant 2, I want to see only April month records. So we know we can simply go for filter and get our data. So if I go to my first plant and right click Karnataka, I go for sort filter selected by cell value. I got my plant one data filtered out. When I go to plant two, April month data to be filtered out. So when I go for right click on April and filter, what happens? Plant 2 data is filtered out, but plant 1 filter data is getting deactivated. Can you see that?
Yes.
So why this is happening over here? Any idea? Because filter is a toggle key. First impression is to activate filter. Second impression is to deactivate filter. That's the reason why when you have more than one set of data, if you want to apply filter in one Excel worksheet, it is not possible. And if you ask anybody also, our experts, they will suggest you, why are you struggling? Do one thing, go for one data set, cut it, open a new worksheet and paste it and apply filter. As if we do not know how to apply filter, they share the knowledge. But technically, if you have multiple data sets in one interface, how to apply filter? That is what the question mark. And this is very, very helpful to showcase multiple scenario in one interface, because people do not like navigating from one Excel sheet to other, one Excel file to other Excel file. They don't like that. So when you just serve everything in one interface or one plate, people will love to have. So here, how to do it? That is what the important question. So I'll take you through. As long as you want to deal with filter, this is not possible. And this was a problem since 1985 till 2003 version of Excel. But when we are working 2007 and above, it is no more a problem. And how to solve this, I'll tell you. Keeping your cursor in dataset 1, go for Control A. Keeping the cursor in dataset 1, go for Control A. And any point of time, if you happen to convert any data into table, Control T, T for Tango, T for table, Control T. So when I go for Control T, T for Tango, it will be giving me a dialog box. Enter, you will be finding your data is converted into table. Now go for it. So going to region, which region? Karnataka. I got it. Now second one, simply right click on April, filter, selected by cell value. So now you see, 2 minutes back, we are unable to apply filter for multiple data sets, but simply by converting the data into table, we could do it. So that's the beauty. The another advantage of converting the data into table, you can showcase multiple scenarios in one Excel sheet itself. And that's what the story of multi-DB filter. Hope this is working. Just check it out. Any confusion, any queries, do let me know, please. All right, so everybody's clear what we did so far. Now go to the next sheet. The sheet name is called data visualization. Okay. So we'll come back to this sheet after a short break. So now in my system, it is 4:08. So I consider 4:10, 2 minutes grace I'm giving. Again, 4:20 p.m. we are going to resume our session. So please have a brisk of 10 minutes. Come back soon. We'll discuss the rest. So I believe everybody's back. Could you please respond in the chat box? Why for yes? All right. So as we discussed, we are going to discuss now over here the sheet name called data visualization. All right. Well, so the first thing over here is why we need to focus with the visualization part more is, as I told you, mere presenting the numbers nowadays is not having a charm in Excel. Those days have gone when people are expecting the numbers alone to tell the story. But now people are expecting your number you should present in such a way it should tell the story, and the number should be expressed in some kind of a visual impact, so that visual will be speaking a lot about this. So in that case, in Excel, how to make the things better? Let's have a discussion on this. Now suppose, say, take an example, I have got 12 categories of the products and this much of revenue I have made. All right. Now this data, I want to present it effectively, because this is what anybody's presentation, anybody can do that. So when it talks about my presentation, how to make it different from others, let's go and discuss. Keep your cursor next to USD and create a column naming called visual. All right. Ivy. Sorry, Pramod, there was a noise. That's why I had to stop this. Yeah. So once we have got visual column over here, then select your range like this and go for equal to. Take the reference from the left and hit Control Enter. So you'll be having the similar data replicated over there in the visual column. So you can ask me a question, Prabhas, you should have gone for simply copy paste. Why did you take a long route? The reason is very simple. Tomorrow, when I change my data from the USD column, my visual column data will automatically get changed since it is with formula. That's why we took it, so that we can save our time. So first of all, please confirm all of you have got your data ready. Now, kindly select your visual column data only, not the headers, only the data. And the moment you go to Home tab, we have an option conditional formatting. In the Home tab, conditional formatting. And in conditional formatting, we have an option called data bars. And when you choose data bars, it opens up with two different categories, naming gradient fill and solid fill. So go for gradient fill, and whichever the color you like the most, you can take it. But I prefer to go for this kind of light blue data bar. And the moment I select, you could notice a beautiful impact on my screen. So when you look at your data, what kind of feeling you are having? If you slightly expand the column, what kind of feeling you are having by looking at the data? Yes, people, keeping yourself in the audience shoes, give me your opinion. Well, it looks good, but in terms of if you want to quantify what kind of feeling or what kind of information you are getting, as if more or less it gives a feel of a bar chart, isn't it? Technically, if you talk about Excel language, it seems as if a bar chart is created. But if you go for a bar chart, the data will be in a different location, chart will be in different location. But here, the bars are exclusively applied on the cells. Advantage number one. Advantage number two, if you really create a bar chart, it will be occupying more space of your file. Whereas here, it is going to occupy some space hardly in KBs. This is what the beauty of your data bars. Now, whatever we have created, this is just a simple feature available in conditional formatting. Anybody can do that. So my data is not something great right now at this state, but how to make it better, how to make it different from others. Let's see. Selecting the visual column data over here, going to home, conditional formatting. Any point of time, if you happen to know the backend rule of our conditional formatting, you must go for manage rules. So when you go for manage rules over here, you can see there is a edit rule box is coming up in this dialog box. Edit rule option is there. If you click edit rule, you will be finding the backstage view of our conditional formatting. So this is the place where you can change the color of the bars, direction of the bars, context of the bars, anything you want, you can do the changes over here. But what my requirement, what I want to say over here is the beautiful option we do have, naming called show bar only. This checkbox needs to be activated. It is not activated. So please activate that. And once you activate show bar only, and when you go and click OK, again click OK and see the beauty. What happens? Going to home, conditional formatting, manage rules, edit rule, show bar only. Right? Looks neat and clean. So one column having your ready-made numbers. Whoever wish to see the numbers and make out, they can see the USD column. And whoever is willing to see the visual column and make out about the status of these categories, they can simply go for it. So this is how we have understood how to give a value additions to my work by adding some more visual and doing more data in the most appealing format over here. And where it is available, home tab, conditional formatting over here. And what is that option? Is called data bars. All right, people. Hope it is clear what we did so far.
Can you show one more time, please?
Selecting your visual column, whatever the bars we have applied, going to home, conditional formatting, manage rules, edit rule, and there you have to choose show bar only. Checkbox needs to be activated.
Right.
Now click OK. Again, click OK. You'll be finding the similar visuals what I have created on the screen. Now see, the beauty of doing this is when you present the same in Excel, if at all there is a need, if somebody is demanding the same in PowerPoint, I can simply copy, going to PowerPoint, and over here, the moment I go to PowerPoint, I hardly need to struggle over there. Simple same data as it is, I can present from Excel to PowerPoint as an image format. See now the beauty. All right. So it looks neat and clean. So this kind of high definition colors you cannot ever get in PowerPoint. This is the property of or formatting features or patterns of Excel, not PowerPoint. So this is how we have understood our situation number one, how to make our data presentation even better, adding some visuals from data bar style. Any questions in this as such? And these things, whatever I am teaching now over here is helpful always in terms of dashboard designing, tabular formatting, summary reports. Whenever you prepare, instead of taking the ready-made charts and graphs, if you add this kind of visual appeals over there, then people will be more happy over there. All right. So are you ready for next level? Shall we discuss or any queries on this? All right. So Sweta, Parag, and Namita, they have confirmed. Manorang also, Avinash also, great. Okay, Nishi, Vinod, fine. Thank you so much. Vaibhav, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, the moment we have done with this over here, stay focused. It's very, very thin line which you need to understand, but that makes a huge impact. Though we have made all these things and add more beauty towards my data, no doubt, but people are still not happy. Why? I'll tell you. As I have been telling you from day one, that nowadays audience is having a different level of expectation. So what is the expectation? When you present your data as it is, nobody likes it. And what audience is expecting, you should present your data in such a way it should tell the story to the people. You should not write a paragraph and ask audience to read that. Nobody is willing to read also. They don't have that much of time. So your data should be efficient enough in such a way it should tell the story to the people. So how to turn our data into a storytelling format? Let me take you through. Watch for a minute. I will be taking my data, category and USD, selecting the same, right click, sort, custom sort, and sort by, I'll go for USD. And order, I'll choose largest to smallest. And when I click OK, see the beauty. A beautiful storyline turns out. Anybody can make out. And what is the story? From the entire category, from category 12, we made the maximum revenue. From category 4, we got the least revenue. So anybody can make out and would be happy watching the same. What say? And even though you take this to your PowerPoint, now you can look at my screen over here, right? Now you tell me which option you prefer to see as an audience. Option 1 or option 2?
Option 2.
Same data, but presentation technique is different. That's it. So this is how small things makes a huge impact. So always present your data effectively so that your efforts is going to be recognized. You can stand out of your crowd. All right. So yeah,
The visual one more time, Prabhas.
this is this we have sorted only. So the sorting part you are looking for, the arranging the data part, or what exactly?
Arranging the data part. The second, how you got the
Right.
second one?
You select your category and USD completely along with the column headers. Right click, sort, custom sort, and going to your sort by USD column and order largest to smallest.
Okay. Right.
Now, the moment we are done with this, I will tell you one more beauty of doing this. No need to do anything. Just look at my screen and follow my audio. See, if you look at all these data bars, how the direction is, it is always left to right since the data is positive all the time. What if I have a negative? Obviously, we know standard logic, the direction would be opposite, right to left. And if at all a negative is there, what should be the color of the bars? Should be red, ideally. See how it is happening. If I go to category 3 and I just change it for the timing 4500, that is negative, minus 4500. See the beauty, ultimate. All this formatting is enabled. The moment you have the data to highlight when there is a negative, it is showing the proper pattern of the negative patterns. So that is what the beauty of your data bar style from conditional formatting. Okay, now we'll see our situation number 2. So we have got again category wise USD over here. Okay, let's go for creating one more column naming called visual. naming called visual. Expand the column a bit, please. Now, once you expand the column, let us select the USD column data only, not the header, only the data. Now, what you can do is going to insert. If you see, there are three different types of sparklines options are there: line, column, win or loss. In insert, you have sparkline, three different types of sparklines: line, column, win or loss. So if I go for the column option out of this, if I click, this will take me to a dialog box where you will be finding a option generates data range. So it is asking, where is your data? Data is already selected. Next, it is asking, where is the location, the selected data, where you want to present it. So I can take one cell from the visual column. I can take only one cell from the visual column. And the moment I click OK, with immediate effect, you'll be finding some visual impressions. It is created over here and it is not so clear. So to give more clarity on our visual part, what we can do, same cell, you keep your cursor and select the rest of the cells. Do not drag it. If you drag, it will be having a different meaning. So kindly select your cells of your visual column and going to your home tab, merge and center. Just merge them. All the cells, you should merge them. And the moment you merge them, what will be happening, more or less, it will be giving a column chart kind of look over here. So each and every category wise, the columns will be appearing on the screen, no doubt. And as I told you, to add a story to the data, what I can do, category and USD, I can select, right click, sort, custom sort, sort by USD, order largest to smallest, right? So this is what another type of visuals we can add to our data by which option? Insert, sparklines, and what type of sparkline is the column sparkline. Yes, people, hope it is working for everyone. Any doubt, any queries?
Can you just repeat the last one, largest to smallest wala?
Again, sorting of the data. Select your category and USD. Right click, sort, custom sort. Going to sort by USD, order largest to smallest. Okay. Now, you can ask me a question, Prabhas. Okay, this is fine. It gives a feel of a kind of a column chart I can make out. Can we do some improvements on this? Like the first column, which is the highest column, the maximum value. Can we highlight?
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no problem.
Sorting after selecting the data, sorted. Select the sorting, then
Custom.
Sort, custom sort.
Okay, custom sort.
Then dialog
Then
box
USD.
appears.
Custom sort, then sort by USD.
Right.
Largest.
largest to smallest.
Yeah.
Okay, but there is a window coming that to do this, all the merge cell need to be same size.
No, don't select your visual column, only category and USD.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, okay, agree. Then
Right, right.
Mr. Prabhas,
Yeah.
Vinod here.
Yeah, Vinod, tell me.
In this second situation,
Mhm.
if we make that value in the negative, like similar like situation 1,
Right.
but in the situation 2, it is not coming in the visual, the red font.
Yeah,
It's not coming.
I'm about to say that only. Don't worry.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, done.
So now once you have done with this, as I told you, okay, this is more or less giving me a feel of a column chart. But can we do some improvements on this? Like the maximum column, the first one, instead of showing an identical color, can we highlight in terms of green? And the lowest one, can we highlight in terms of red? Yes, that can be done. So how to do it? Let's see. When I select my visual column, whatever I have applied, can you see one tab in extreme right I am getting over here? Depending upon the version, it names would be like Sparkline, options, design, something would be there. Depends upon the version of your Excel. And there, if you go marker color, one option is there. What is that? Marker color. So high point, I can turn into green, and again marker color, low point, I can turn into red. So this is the customization is possible over here if you have a Sparkline in place. Okay, so this is what the Sparkline tab, last one, marker color. You can go for high point to defined color, low point to different color. Hope everybody is able to change the color of your columns. The first one into green, the last one into red. Well, Sweta, what's the problem? In the insert, the Sparkline option is there in the insert menu. If you go, there are three different types of Sparklines are there. After 3D map, you see line, column, window loss will be there. From there, column. If you're not getting, you can share your screen. I can guide you.
Is it visible?
Yes, Parag, I can see that. Okay. First of all, you go back to your category and USD column data to select. Category and USD data to select with the column headers. नहीं, column heading आपने select नहीं किया. हाँ, पूरा का पूरा data select करो.
Okay.
नहीं, select नहीं हुआ Parag. Along with the header, जो heading है category and USD जो heading लिखा हुआ है column headers.
ठीक है ना? Like this.
हाँ, like that. Yes.
Okay.
Now right click on that. Sort. Custom sort. Sort by USD, largest to smallest.
See, that I have done.
No, it's
That
not
is not
done.
again.
It's not done. Now it is happening. Yes. Now it happened.
Okay.
Now you go to design tab, extreme right ribbon menu, design. Yes. Click design. Click design. You have not clicked. Marker color. Yes. High point. Choose green. Low point. Again marker color. Low point. Choose red. Done.
Okay.
Right. Fine. So Sweta, able to do that, but still you're struggling finding the Sparkline option. Okay, great. Fine then. So I'm taking the control back on the screen, and over here, the moment we incorporate, let's see what else we can do. See the beauty now, as Vinod was asking a question, the flavor, what we get it in data bar style, can we get it over here? Yes, we can get it over here. So what we can do, simple, just see. If I have category 3, I have got some negative data, say -4500. Can you see? Ultimately, it is coming below to the axis, ideally. Yes, Vinod, that explains. Right. So this is how you can make use of this Sparkline tools options. Obviously, this is going to add more value towards your data presentation. So that's the story of our situation number 2 over there. Now we'll go to situation number 3. So here, situation 3 is nothing but about presenting our some historical data in effective way. So historical data in the sense like we have got 2 years data, 2019 and 2020. Now, if I want to present this data in a more impactful way, so what we can do is keep your cursor after 2020 and insert 2 columns. Insert 2 columns. And when you insert 2 columns, go for the next column after 2020 and name it. When you compare your data, what do you call that column? As I told you yesterday. Yeah, good question. I was waiting. Somebody should ask me. So to insert a column, Alt, I, then C. So I for insert, C for column, Alt, I, C. Okay, to insert column. If you want to insert row, Alt, I, R. If you want to insert worksheet, Alt I W. So Alt I is the common key, C for column, R for row, W for worksheet. You can go for it. All right. Now, once you have this over here, I told you yesterday that whenever you compare the data, the month and all those things we used to prepare yesterday, and we name the column as growth. So let's go for the growth column. And what would be the formula, basic mathematics for growth column? Anybody? For growth column, what would be the formula? I don't think it's a difficult task.
Minus last year.
Simple, 2020 minus 2019. Go for it. And the same we can apply for the rest. Now, once your growth column is ready, go to the next column and name it as visual and select your range equal to, take the value from left. And once you take this, control enter. So we got our visual column also ready. Now, once we are done with this, selecting the visual column, data only, not the column header, going to home, conditional formatting, you will be finding on exclusive options called icon sets. It's again a very beautiful option through which we can turn our boring data into an infographic presentation. As I told you in day one also, this infographic presentation is hotcake in the market. Now everybody is expecting that you should present your data in that format. And icon sets again plays a very, very important role to turn your boring data into infographic presentations. Now, what it demands me, like if you talk about this categories like directional, shapes, indicators, ratings, all these things are there. So it depends upon your data. Whichever the options suitable to your data, it is completely a user's call. There is no hard and fast rule. Microsoft has not designed any kind of tutorial for the same. But yes, if you ask me, Pravas, what would be your best recommendation? I will tell you. If you are working with some project related activities, go for shapes or indicators. If you are working with some text heavy data, like your HR related, suppose a balance scorecard template, or you are doing some assessment template or anything where yes, no, not available, excellent, poor, average, all this kind of text based heavy data, you should go for this kind of ratings option. And when you are dealing more into the numbers, say your production planning, consumptions, or sales marketing, your finance data, where you are playing around with the numbers, better to go for directional keys. But again, I'm repeating, there is no such kind of hard and fast rule that department wise or vertical wise or industry wise, you should take only those kind of icon sets. So for the time being, I will take the first one, directional keys. If I take this and apply, you could see some kind of visual impact kind of icons will be applied to all my cells. Let us analyze the situation what we have got over here. Green color up arrow keys I could understand compared to last year. Value is an increasing trend. That's why it is showing green. Red color down arrow key, of course, compared to last year, value is decreasing. That's why it is showing downward trend. What about the yellow colors? Somewhere where the data, I mean, the value is positive, that is there, where all negative also it is there. That doesn't make any sense. Rather, it is creating a confusion in the audience mind. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So this is the place where, my friends, we have to give a comfort zone to our people to understand the things better. So you should not confuse your audience. Okay. So how to make it better? Let's discuss over here. Any point of time, if you happen to customize your rule, a simple rule, what is that? Compared to last year, where the value is increasing, green color up arrow key. If it is decreasing, down arrow key. In case any point, very rare case, if it is same compared to last year, the result is also same, then it should be a yellow color icon should appear. If such kind of customization is needed, how to do? Let's see. Same visual column I would select. Going to home, conditional formatting. I told you to see the backend rule of any conditional formatting. Manage rules. I'll go for that. Edit rule. And this is the place where I need to do all the changes. So first change is the data type. If you see, in our case, the data is in numbers, but data type it is showing percent. So change the drop down from percent to number. The second one, again, percent to number. Then coming to over here, green color icon will be applied when value is more than equal to zero is showing, not more than equal to, I just want only more than zero. So all these things I have customized. What we did, the first thing over here is we have gone for changing the data type to number. Second thing, the Excel operator to more than, and third one, do not forget show icon only. This option has to be enabled, which is not there actually technically. So if it is not there, then what we need to do, we have to do that. We know that very well. Well, now once I do the same and click OK, again click OK, see the beauty, a beautiful iconic presentations over here. It is coming up in the data line. Looks neat and clean, presentable. And trust me, when you present it, people will love to see this only. And what they want to see, like this and this. They don't want to see the intermediate any of the column. They want to see this and this. So this is how we have understood how to make our data presentation better over there when you want to add some visual impact to the data. All right, any doubt, any queries as such, people? Yes, Parag, what is missing? Could you please share your screen? Let me see. All right, go to our home tab, conditional formatting. होम में जाओ, होम में जाओ, होम में कंडीशनल फॉर्मेटिंग, हाँ, मैनेज रूल्स, नीचे मैनेज रूल्स, या एडिट रूल क्लिक करो, ऊपर एडिट रूल, यस। देन पहले डेटा टाइप को चेंज करो, राइट में है, राइट साइड में, पूरा राइट साइड में, हाँ, परसेंट के बदले नंबर, दूसरा वाला भी नंबर में चेंज करो, हाँ, और ऊपर का, हाँ, उसको सिर्फ मोर देन रखो, मोर देन इक्वल टू नहीं, मोर देन नहीं, इक्वल टू नहीं, दूसरा ऑप्शन, हाँ, मोर देन वाला नीचे का, हाँ, शो आइकन ओनली, ऊपर है शो आइकन ओनली, उसको क्लिक करो, यस, ओके करो, क्लिक कर लो, ओके कर दो, अगेन ओके करो एंड सी द रिजल्ट। ठीक है, चलो, so I'm taking the control back on the screen. Fine then, so we got all these things ready. Now there is one more add-on I would like to give it. See, presentation is an art, and being a presenter, my friends, you need to understand who is your target audience. So you need to understand the pulse of audience. That is very, very important. And to satisfy your audience, what you can do is you can bring their focus to those areas where you have made some improvements or where you have got more revenue. How to bring that? I'll tell you. See, I have selected this category 2019-2020 growth. I have gone for data sorting, sort by growth column and do the order largest to smallest, and see the beauty exactly where we have got the maximum revenue or the revenue is in increasing trend. Those categories only line up in the beginning, and wherever we are making the revenue less or revenue is in decreasing trend, that is there in the bottom. Of course, later we need to analyze what is the reason behind the same, how to make it good. That's a different story altogether. But when I'm presenting to make my audience happy, first I am presenting the place where people have got more revenue with them. So this is how our story for situation number 3 we got.
Uh,
Yeah, Afrin, tell me.
Prabhash, can you please explain once again this data sorting?
Yeah, you can select your data of all these 4 columns, like taking this along with the header, right click, sort, custom sort, and sort by growth column, order you change largest to smallest.
Thanks, got it.
Yeah, no problem. Now, so this is what the option, and what is that option we used? We have gone for our home for the information, conditional formatting, and over there icon sets. So taking the data, you have to keep practicing and presenting the data in this fashion so that people will love to see. All right, now I'm going to take you through one more situation over here. Okay. Nowadays, when you see the reports in the corporates, one thing is more trendy. I'll tell you what is that. When you see a like employees related records, or say attrition rates or anything from HR point of view, or if you see the revenue report, what kind of dashboards or the report image people love to see, I'll take you through that first. So no need to do anything, just look at my screen. So when I go for the reports nowadays, what is more trendy in the corporate world, I'll take you through. Same over here, say people graph. Okay, so this kind of graphical presentation nowadays more trendy in the corporate world. If some employee related information is there, so the employee icon kind of format will be there, and that will be adding more value. Similarly, if you have something, suppose I take an example, you have got some revenue related data. Okay, nowadays this is more trendy. So revenue figures will be there along with some dollar back kind of icons will be appearing. So that will be giving more add-on to the data. And that is what nowadays people are more interested watching something like that. And this is called again infographic presentation. Well, so this looks more cool, isn't it? But how to create that? That is the question. So most of the big four firms, or you should see the McKinsey and Company or Bain and Company presentation or the unicorn firms, they keep using all these things the most. So now looking at the same, suppose my boss has got a curiosity and he started expecting the same from me. He asked me that, Prabhas, I saw one presentation like this. It was really looking nice. Why don't you do something like this? So how to get that? I'll tell you. So in that case, those things are possible only if you are there in 2016 business edition or 2019, or if you are there in Office 365 or Office 2021, this is possible. So how to make it? In our insert menu, I'll take you through. So you can also check on your screen in the insert menu. If you see, there is a people graph kind of green color icon is there. Is it there? Check it out, please. And give me a confirmation. Are you getting a people graph kind of stuffs, a green color icon in the insert menu? Okay. Right. Very good then. So if you have, well and good, now we can use that and have the flavor of the same. So stay focused for a minute over here. Okay. What I'm doing, try to understand. The moment I go for this add-in and people graph, you will be finding immediately a application is going to be loaded on my screen. So this is called my people graph application. Okay. It will take time to load first time. Since it is there, it will take time to load. Okay. Now, the moment I presented this over here, say this is, take an example. This is my data. Okay. Now, this is taking its own ready-made data, but how to connect with my data, I'll tell you. The moment I have the application loaded, you see on the top right corner, I have got two icons over here. The first one is a kind of data icon and second one is the settings. So when I click the data icon, this is asking me what is the chart title you want to set it across. Suppose say this is about my revenue data or human data related to something, or attrition rate or head counts, anything I can name it. Now suppose say I go for head counts because I have got the data of head counts. So I go for head counts. All right. Now once I go for head counts data, select your data option is there. I can click that. Now this is asking where is the data. So I'll be taking only my data points over here. So immediately you will be finding, it will be displaying on the screen that you have selected 6 rows and 2 columns as a confirmation. Now the moment I go for this and click create, immediately the same data, now it is going to be connected to my data set. So you can see over here, department wise, that whichever the department, what is the data we have, that is completely displayed on the screen. Now, since it is people graph related records and people related records, it is showing like this. What if I have a revenue data, product wise, some revenue, how much I have got it? Then I told you what is that ideal option people follow. They goes to our this kind of dollar back kind of symbol. So how to create this kind of dollar back kind of symbol? See, if I go for the shape again on the right side over here, say settings, we have a shape button, and when I go for the shape button, there is a dollar back kind of options will be there, right? So in the shapes, I'll be getting this kind of dollar backs. Only thing I need to select that, and once I select, with immediate effect, dollar backs will be appearing over here. So this is what the beauty. You can make use of this ready-made people graph kind of options over here and turn your data into a beautiful, cool graphics over there. All right, so please give it a try. If you need my support, do let me know. Yeah, it will take time for the first time, then automatically it will be there. Yeah, Parag, it is not there in 2013. Probably you have to upgrade your system to minimum of 2016 or 2019, 2021 or Office 365. That's what I told you.
Prabhas,
Yeah.
this dollar, where can I just show once more time?
Yeah, you can share your screen. I can guide you.
Is it visible?
Yeah, it's getting loaded. Okay, got it. Fine. Okay. Right. Now you can go to that arrow key. Yeah, click that. Next icon, settings is there. Yes. If you click settings, then yeah, shape option is there. Shape. No. In the top, shape is there. Yeah. Then dollar you can choose out of that. Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome. So I believe those who are having the latest versions or upgraded versions able to do that.
Can you repeat again, please?
Share your screen. I can guide you. Fine. Select your data. Go for first. Select your data. That option is there. Select your data.
Okay.
Yeah. Select two columns. Both the columns from HR. Starting from HR. Not the header. From HR. Yes. Yes. Now create.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. All right. So now I'm going to take you through one more information on this. When you present your data in terms of visuals, how to make it more even better. Okay. So it's got hanged. Just give me a second. All right, so now you can watch my screen. I'm going to take you through something for your information purpose, how to make your data even more better. So if you have some historical data or last 3 to 4 or 5 years of data, you want to show the trend. What is the best way to present your data in a trend format? I'm going to take it. No need to do anything, just look at my screen. So let me first take you through some data over here. Suppose say I'm taking the categories 20 starting from 2017. Let's take some data. So 2017, I have it over here. 2021, fine. I'll take some data over here equal to, quickly generate some data for you. Okay. So 1000, 5000. Then control enter. Make it paste special values. Now, this is about my product wise, whatever, or category wise, whatever my data I have got it over here, not issue. Then the moment I go for this, so select C categories, okay, to Z, okay, that's fine. Now, when I come to the visual part, the presentation part, okay, people are not happy watching your numbers and they don't have time to read your numbers. That's what I have been telling you. So don't forget that. So how to create an interesting things for the people so that they will be putting more interest on this reading the same. So how to generate that curiosity, I'll tell you. We can create a column naming called over here visual. Okay, this is about my column. Okay, visual. You want, you can highlight or colorful that you know very well how to do it. Well, now I'll select one particular category. I'll go to my insert. There's an option called line. And from line, I'll be choosing over here the visual. I'll click OK, it will bit expand it. And the same, I'll be dragging it for the rest of the products. And finally, I'll go for making as a marker. See the beauty? Now, anybody, whomever you are presenting, he will be looking at this column and this column. They will never try to read all these things because numbers are always confusing and people don't have patience to read it. And here it is giving a helping hand to understand what is the trend of that category. So if you see the trend, how it is compared to last year, slightly it is an increasing trend. Compared to last year, second product, it is decreasing. But category 11, it is doing a good performance during this year compared to last year. It is a significant growth is there. So people will love to see such kind of information. And the moment you take the same to your PowerPoint, you can give a meaningful slide to the presentation area. So this is how this kind of presentation tools we do have, like your icons, data bars, your sparklines, you have to extensively use it wherever there is a need and present your data differently from others. So that's the story from our data visualization side. Any doubt, any queries, people, over here in this sheet?
Mr. Prabhat,
Yeah.
what formula you have been used for to make next 3-4 years
There is
numbers?
rand between. That is for
Rand bit.
yeah. Rand between is the formula to create some ready-made numbers in place. So you can define two inputs, starting and ending point, and the numbers will be generated in between those 2 points only.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So now I'm going to take you through over here. The next sheet is called lookup. So we are going to discuss now the most powerful formula of our Excel, naming called VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. So we'll discuss one by one. But before proceeding further, I would like to know, is there anyone who doesn't know what is VLOOKUP? Because if you know, there is no point of spending time. If you do not know, then I'll start from the scratch. No worries. Don't feel shy. If you do not know, say don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, good. Appreciate honest answer. No problem. Okay. Parag is saying also starting from the scratch. Shweta also saying don't know.
Scratch.
Okay, definitely. I'll do that. Love to do that. But before that, let me know. Okay, great. So thank you for your honest answers, people. So let us first go and discuss what is VLOOKUP. We'll go one by one. V stands for vertical. VLOOKUP, V stands for vertical. Okay. Now, where to use this? Why these functions are there? Where to use this in our Excel? I will tell you. We'll come back to this data example bit later. Let us have a focus on the discussion part. See, whenever you have a huge data, say I have got suppose I am a part of HR, I have got entire 10,000 headcounts records in one master data, employee master record I have. What is that? Employee code, employee name, employee date of joining, and what is his address, phone number, email ID, blah, blah, blah. Everything is there. That is my master record. Now, in my department, suppose there are 10 people who are working and I have there only the employee code. I do not have any other data about them. Now, suppose say I am looking for employee name. So against of the employee code, I am looking for the employee name. So what I'll do, I will go to my master data and I will be keep searching by control F, giving our employee code one by one. And once I receive the data, it will be highlighted. I will copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste from the master data we do. So the same thing when you want to do it in Excel, instead of repeatedly doing control F, control F, control F, Excel will be performing the calculations with VLOOKUP formula. So hope you got a basic idea. How to write our VLOOKUP, don't worry, I'll tell you. But got a basic idea where VLOOKUP comes into picture. You have a huge data items. You are looking for some specific information out of this. Then you have to go and use VLOOKUP formula. Okay, it will be more clear. Let's focus with a small example what we have. So stay focused with our example, people, please. Suppose say you want to purchase a new laptop. What is that? You want to purchase a new laptop. And you have seen a lot of brands around your office, your friends, your colleagues, they are using. So you made a list of that in an Excel file. You kept that Excel file with you. Then you went to a shop. You asked the vendor that, sir, whatever the laptop brands you are dealing with, could you please give me a catalog for that? So vendor has given the catalog where you can find the brand and the corresponding rates are there. So taking that catalog, you have come back to your residence or your home, and there you open that Excel file where the brands you have created. Now you thought against of those brands, you want to populate the rates. So how will you start doing the job? You will first look at your own list. What is the first brand? Acer. Do you agree? That you will be taking, where you will be checking, you will go to the vendor's catalog whether Acer is there. Yes. How much is the price? 22,000. You will come back to your Excel sheet and you will be updating your record like 22,000. So this is how you are going to do if you happen to do the job manually. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Right. Now, once I have found out Acer, what is the next one? Apple. I will take that again. I will check in the vendor's catalog. Apple is there? Yes. What is the price? 45,000. I will come back to my data and I will update the record 45,000. So this is how I'll be doing it one by one if I happen to do the job manually. And I don't mind spending time because I have got hardly 7 to 8 variables items to be searched. Now think about the real-time situation. Suppose I have got the material code of 1 lakh materials, 1 lakh stock items I am maintaining. And out of that, I am looking for only 10 inventory stocks. So whatever the 10 material stock items are there, I want to search in 1 lakh records. So can I go and do it by using control F, control F, control F for 10 times? That will be really killing a lot of time for me. And while searching the records, I may get lost somewhere because 1 lakh line items, very difficult. And I cannot keep doing the filter items and filtering the searching items. I cannot do that. So in that case, whatever the job we did it manually, if I want to do it in Excel, Excel will be taking the help of a VLOOKUP formula. That's it. So how it operates, how it works, I'll tell you. Look at my screen, please. No need to do anything. First 1 minute, you please understand. I will go for selecting the data is equal to VLOOKUP. V stands for vertical, I told you. Now one by one element, first element, lookup value. What is the meaning by lookup value? Lookup value is nothing but what I have with me to search. So what I have me with to search is the Acer. So I have Acer. And the moment we started the job in manually doing the same, we have taken Acer only first. So that is my lookup value. So lookup value is clear what we have with us to search. Comma. Next word, table array. Table array is nothing but where to search. So when we did the job manually, where did you search? In the vendor's catalog. So that becomes my table array. So far clear? What is lookup value? What is table array? The elements. Is it clear in VLOOKUP? Right. Now, comma. What is the next one it is asking? Column index number. COL stands for column index number. So here we have to wait and discuss a bit. The moment we have done the job manually, we never discuss something about column index number. Then why VLOOKUP is asking? Valid question. Let's keep that question on hold. Let's get one step back. See, the moment I took lookup value, you can see the font color of lookup value is blue color. But when I took it to table array, it changed the color to maroon, and same color it has applied as a border to my vendor's catalog. Can you see that? So it is giving me a helping hand. It is giving me a helping hand that in this table, how many columns are there? First read, how many columns? Brand and rate. So which is the first column? Brand is the first column. Which is the second column? Rate is the second column. So in the border, two columns are there. First column is the brand, rate is the second column. This is what we have read. Now, VLOOKUP is demanding out of the two column, out of those two columns, which column data is already there with you. So out of these two columns, brand and rate, brand is already there with me. Do you agree? Brand is already there with me. Right, people? From my border area, two columns, brand and rate, brand is already there with me. What I'm looking for? I am looking for rate. And rate is in which column? Rate is in which column? In this border area, how many columns are there? Two columns? No, you should not read by the column header. That's why it is putting the border, right? In this border area, how many columns are there? So second column. So that is what your column index number is supposed to be 2. Now, comma. Now what VLOOKUP is asking, range lookup, true, false, approximate match, exact match, quite confusing. Quite confusing, and we never discuss something like that while doing the job manually. Then why VLOOKUP is making the things more complex? So do one thing, ignore the entire stuff. After column index number, ignore whatever VLOOKUP is demanding over here, but ensure one thing, VLOOKUP always ends up with 0. So what is the significance of 0? 0 is nothing but one-to-one match or exact match. What is the meaning by one-to-one match? See, I have a brand called Acer, ACER. So in this catalog, what vendor has given, if ACER is there, then only the corresponding second column data will be picked up. For that reason, 0. So 0 is nothing but making it as one-to-one match. So data is ready, formula is ready only for a cell, but we need to apply for the entire selected criteria. As we know, what is the shortcut? Control Enter. So when I go for Control Enter, you can notice in case of Dell, Samsung, Toshiba, it doesn't pick up the value. Whether those brands are not there in my vendor's catalog, all are there. Then why specifically only in these three cases it doesn't pick up the value? I'll tell you. We have seen already the same already 3 times, where in our small and large formula, in our date diff formula, in our data presentation sheet, when you copy your formula down, what happens? My vendor's catalog starts moving. Can you see the border is moving down?
Yes.
So this is the trouble. So what is that we have understood? Though I am looking for Acer or Toshiba, it has to always search in this array only. This should not move down. So what we need to do, we need to select the solution, and which is really creating a trouble, C3 to D13. And this should not move neither towards down, nor towards right. So we know locking system, 3 types of locking system we read our day 1. F4 once, no movement, cell lock, cell constant or cell freeze. F4 twice, row lock, column movement will be there. F4 thrice, column lock, row movement will be there. So we don't want any movement. So F4 once. Now formula is rectified only with one cell, but we need to apply for the rest. Control enter. So this is what our VLOOKUP, vertical lookup. So whenever there is a need, you can go for VLOOKUP writing like this and you can make your job done. So hope this is clear what we did, people. Any doubt, any queries, give it a try.
Yeah, Prabhas,
Yeah,
I have one.
please.
Actually, see, I have 13 depot in my under.
Right,
Okay.
right.
And 13 depot, and every second day we are taking a fresh stock from our ERP.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
Now every depot having an n number of replacement to the dealer,
Right.
and I have to match means one depot at least 120 number or 100 number pumps are not available,
Okay.
and we have taking the stock every day morning from ERP, and I have to check that not available stock with matching available stock with depot, means whatever stock available at depot or available at warehouse. So what I have to do, this stock is not available at depot and this is available at other depot and central warehouse. So how that I have to means use VLOOKUP on that. I will share you a file because that is a huge file, because that I have to do daily basis.
Okay.
And it is very difficult to do that VLOOKUP.
Right. So the question is the stock statement, whatever you are generating from ERP, whatever it comes on daily basis, it is a consolidated report or your branch wise
It is a
report?
consolidated report of 13 depot and one warehouse.
Right. So 13 depot names are there?
Yeah, depot names are there, locations are there, everything.
In the stock statement?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Even model codes are there.
Then you can do it. Either see, the question is over here, how the centralized system works over here. Is it a consolidated data or it is decentralized based on the cost centers or the depot wise? So you can do the VLOOKUP depot to depot, whatever depot stocks.
Both sheets are different. Depot sheets is, means receiving daily day on daily viewing, that is different, and the sheet we are taking from ERP, that is different. Okay, two sheets are there. So I have to bring the data in one sheet.
Right. So you first get me the data. Let me have a look how the patterns are. Then we can come to a conclusion. Whether VLOOKUP is possible or not, that we can first decide by looking at the data pattern.
Okay, I will share that. Share the both file. Because because I am in service and I have to give some incentive to my service executive.
Right.
And there are 4 parameters also for
Right.
incentive.
Right.
So month after completion of the end, I have to find out who is the eligible for the incentive, who is not.
Right.
So there are 3-4 sheets for a parameter which they have to achieve. If someone is achieved, then he will get the incentive. If someone is not achieved, he will not get the incentive. Then within 35 to below 35, he will not get. Above 35 to 45, he will get 8,000. So like that event, but there are 2-3 files, but I have to clear the doubt. I will share that file and you please help me out.
Definitely. You can send me by today or maximum or tomorrow also, you can send it across. Okay.
Yeah.
So day 3, when we go for the training, I will log in the system before 15 minutes. I will explain you what is what can be done or what are the challenges we have to overcome. We have to bring the data in this pattern. So we'll discuss about that. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay.
No
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Prabhas, can I share my sheet?
Please,
I'm not able to
please.
do it.
No problem.
Is it visible?
Yeah, it's loaded. Yes.
So, I have to remove this NA. So I have to select this.
Right.
And then you have to double click here.
No, not there, not there, not there. Escape. Not double click and all. Select. Yes. F2.
Here.
F2.
F2.
So in your case, function F2. For your keyboard, function F2. Yeah. Now C4 to D13. That you have to lock. C4.
Yeah. So F.
No. First you select. First you select C4 to D13 in the formula, that maroon color, whatever the font it is showing, that you select. Then go for function F4 and control enter.
Got it. Thank you.
Right. Welcome. All right, people. So everybody's clear. Everybody's able to apply VLOOKUP in their respective data. Any doubt, any queries over there, people? If you have, you can tell me.
The very important tool, Prabhas, and I think everybody will have their own data. So maybe we'll practice that
Yes,
during this
yes,
week.
yes.
And
Practice is.
if I'm facing anything, I'll email you, and then maybe prior to our next class, we can
Yes,
clarify.
yes. You drop me a message, guys. That's what I'm telling. Out of the existing 16 hours, I am ready to support you another 15 to half an hour. I don't mind spending time. I want you to learn all these things. That's why instead of taking 4 days at a stretch, we have given a break of 1 week so that you can practice well, be ready by trying to implement at your workplace. And if you have any challenges, make a note of that. Very next day, we can clarify that. So this is about our VLOOKUP. So considering everybody is clear with the concept wise, what is VLOOKUP, how to write the VLOOKUP formula. Now, application part. VLOOKUP can be applied in 2 different Excel sheets, no problem. VLOOKUP can be applied in 2 different Excel files, no worries. Or VLOOKUP can be applied in the same worksheet itself, top to bottom or left to right, you can apply, not issue. Now coming to our H lookup, horizontal lookup. Okay, sometimes what it happens, friends, very rarely H lookup is required, but yes, yeah. Fine. So now we are going to discuss about H lookup. Okay. So if your data is there in horizontal format, if your data is in horizontal format, VLOOKUP is not going to help you. So you got to go for H lookup. Okay. Now say, in our case, we have got 2 row items. This is my vendor's catalog. Same data we are taking. This is my vendor's catalog, 2 row items. Okay, horizontal format of data. I have got a data set where only the brands I do have. What is that? Only the brands. So now I have a job. I need to populate for those respective brands. What is the rate I need to populate by looking at my vendor's catalog? So VLOOKUP is not going to help me. So what I need to do, I need to go for H lookup. So H stands for horizontal, V stands for vertical, H stands for horizontal. Rest of logics are same, only in place of V, we have to go for H. In place of column index number, we have to go for row index number. This is the only change we have to make. And over there, the moment we go for this, what is the first thing it is asking me? Lookup value. So as I told you, lookup value, what does it mean? What is the data you have with you to search? So I have got ASO to search. So this becomes my lookup value, comma. Table array. I told you where to search. So this is my vendor's catalog. I have to search over here. So when I copy this formula towards right, this range is going to move right. We know that we have seen the problem in VLOOKUP case also. When I copy the formula down, data range was moving down. So when you know this problem is going to come, why don't you rectify the formula in the designing mode itself? What I need to do? F4 or function F4, depending upon your keyboard or brand of the laptop, comma. Now what it is asking, row index number. VLOOKUP, what it was asking, column index number. So when I go for H lookup in this table array, border area, how many row items we have? 2 row items.
So,
What is the first one? Brand.
and
What is the second one? Is the rate. Out of these 2 row items, which row item data is already there with us? We have brand. What
brand.
we are looking for? We are looking for rate. So rate is in which row item? In which row number? 2. So we should go for 2. We should not read by the row header. 16, 17, you should not read by like that. Then comma. As usual, it asking me for range lookup, true, false, approximate match, exact match, just like VLOOKUP only. And I told you there, ignore everything.
0.
Yes. And what is the significance of 0? I told you to make it happen as one-to-one match or exact match. And the moment when you go for this control enter, I got my data ready. So this is how we have understood how to apply our HLOOKUP if my data is in horizontal format over there in place of VLOOKUP. So please give it a try. Any difficulties, do let me know.
Prabhas,
Yeah.
I just wanted to share one
Mhm.
incident that had come, to me with this
Okay.
H lookup, V lookup.
Okay.
There were like 2, 3 sheets where they wanted me to, do it. Of course, I was like, I could not understand anything. And then they wanted me to summarize and get it into a final sheet. So, I mean, how can we do that? Like, if there are 2, 3 sheets and they want us to like find out and then, merge, summarize it in one sheet. This is like years back, not 3 years back that I remember.
Okay, so I mean the data columns are same, right? Across all these 3 sheets, the data columns are same. Number of columns like 20, 20 each, like that. It is uniform, right?
I remember like in one sheet, for example, right now we just have like two rows, right? Rate and the names, but they were like more than 5, 10, tables, and then they wanted me to find out from there. I was totally new to it, and I could not just understand also.
Well, see, that is what the basic is this. Whatever I explained, the basic is this. Now I have taken a simple data for your better understanding. Now, when you have a huge data, say 1 lakh line items or 1 lakh records, though it is for VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, you can apply the same logic, nothing else. Now, only thing is whether it is there in one sheet or multiple sheet data you want to do. So multiple sheet data VLOOKUP as it is, it cannot be done. You have to write nested VLOOKUP formulas. Like that, you have to combine if with VLOOKUP. Okay, if you are looking for multiple sheets, but that I will not recommend, because if you have the number of sheets more, say 12 months, 12 sheets are there. So 12 times you cannot write VLOOKUP formula with if nested formula there. The file itself, the size will be heavy because of nested formulas. So it is better you maintain one consolidated sheet and then you apply VLOOKUP, taking some key columns, some unique data, either month by month or by customer code or product code or employee code, anything. There should be some key columns or common criteria where you can use the VLOOKUP.
Oh, okay.
All right. So see, whatever the situations you remember, you believe, try to bring in that, those things. That is the reason why we are going to discuss about it. See, content coverage is not a big deal, but whatever the things we are learning, we should learn in effective way. That's my motto. So entire TOC is not covered, or that's just a checklist. This can be covered, but it doesn't mean that it has to be covered in 16 hours. It depends how much time we are devoting for. If I need more VLOOKUP on this, so I can go for more examples on VLOOKUP, but that you have to bring your scenarios in case. I have got multiple scenarios. If you want, I can take whole day for VLOOKUPs in that much of data I do have, but that doesn't make any sense. So this is the reason why I covered only the basics as such. You try to implement at your workplace. If you recollect something, you faced some challenges with regard to VLOOKUP, bring the data over there on the discussion part. We'll be definitely have a discussion. I'll help you out. Don't worry. All right. So VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP basics. Is it clear? Again, I'm asking. I'm giving enough time because this is what it is needed badly in our day 4. So day 4, we are going to discuss more levels. So we are in level 1 now. whatever we discussed, that is level 1. So we are going to discuss another 3 to 4 levels of our VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP formula, and to make our life easy and save our time. So if something is still persisting, you are not clear, don't skip it. Ask me then and there. Any kind of confusion, please feel free to ask. So can I consider everybody is now in the equal phase? VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP is clear. Okay. All right then. So now I am going to take you through some more important rules for our VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. As I told you that in any data, any kind of formula cannot be applied. So to apply the right formula in the right place, the data has to be in that format. So for VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP application purpose, you need to satisfy 3 validation rules. So very, very important, stay focused. And I'm going to take you through one by one. Concept wise, you have to make it also clear. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. No worries. So over here, now the moment I go for VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, rule number 1, VLOOKUP says that data has to be in vertical format. If your data is in vertical format, then only you can apply VLOOKUP. So all are in vertical format, you can see. That's why we could apply VLOOKUP format. Correct? Rule number 1. HLOOKUP says data has to be horizontal format, then only I can help you. So over here, the moment we want to discuss our data, whatever we have dealt with our horizontal format, here it's in horizontal, here also horizontal, here also it is horizontal. So all the data is horizontal, right? So rule number 1 is satisfied. Now rule number 2, it says that for VLOOKUP, there should not be any duplicate. There should not be any duplicate in our vendor's catalog. VC means vendor's catalog. So what does it mean? Stay focused. The moment my vendor has given the data over here, in this brand column, there should not be any duplicate. And what if there is a duplicate? VLOOKUP will pick the first value, because VLOOKUP works with only unique data entry. And how it considers the first value as a unique data entry? Because this is what the default rule. Whenever you do the first entry, that becomes unique, and second and subsequent entries will be duplicate. That's the reason why it always consider the first entry only, and it will pick up that. So this is the reason why you need to also understand, or rule number 2 also is satisfied, called the moment you go for it, no duplicate should be available in my master data, vendors list, or vendors catalog. Rate may be duplicate, no worries, I am going to get the same rate. In my data, brand may be duplicate, no problem, I'm going to same value for both the brands. So that is not a case to be worried, but only case of brand in the master data should not be duplicate. Now the same thing, same rule goes for our HLOOKUP also. There should not be any duplicate in the vendor's catalog. Rule number 3. VLOOKUP says that the data flow has to be always left to right. Data flow has to be always left to right. What does it mean? Like the moment I ask my vendor to give a catalog, suppose the vendor has committed a mistake, he gave the catalog like this. VLOOKUP cannot read our data from right to left. VLOOKUP cannot read the data right to left. So this is not possible. And it's not mandatory that rate column has to be immediate right to the brand column. Not necessary. It can be like this also, no problem. But rate has to be always after the brand. But while selecting the table array, we cannot select like this, holding the control button. We'll select and define the column index number 2. No, we have to always take like this only. And we have to keep calculating the columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So column index number has to be 7. Now here you cannot just hide those columns since it is unwanted. I can hide and I can calculate like this. No, though you have hidden, but that is also still the property of the range. So don't do that. So these are the things you should always be careful. And that's the rule number 3. Data flow has to be always left to right. Now, in case of H lookup, data flow has to be always top to bottom. Top to bottom. So what is the meaning by top to bottom? If you see our horizontal lookup over here, if this is my vendors list over here, correct? Now, while he presenting my data, the vendor is giving the catalog, he should not give like this. Then my data cannot read from bottom to top. HLOOKUP cannot read my data from bottom to top. So these are the rules you have to always keep in your mind before application of your VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP. The rules are very, very essential, and this rules plays a great role. So you have to always keep in your mind. Hope these rules are clear. Any doubt, any queries with the rules? All right, so this is it for our day 2 people. Any doubt or queries for the day? So we started with our goal-seek data analytical tool, how to use this goal-seek, where it is in data, what if analysis, goal-seek. I told you there are 2 rules you have to always satisfy. Data must be formula driven. Rule 2, set cells should be the objective cell. Objective cell should contain a formula. Then we have discussed about data clean 1. When you have the errors in place, the text driven errors, how to replace the same by using go to special command we have seen. How to replace the blanks, make your data ready for the next level, turning the data into flat data, the various data cleansing techniques with regard to our SAP or ERP driven records, if that is there, how to bring the numbers into proper number formatting, the dates into proper date format, and how to present our records effectively, that we have seen. Then we have seen how to convert our data format into general format by simply using the keyboard shortcut. And then uses of our data AI tool called our flash fill to extract the data and doing the pattern fill by using Control E and satisfying all the 4 rules over there whenever there's a need, how to use flash fill in the various formats. I have shown you the examples also. Then we have gone for our data fill, like when you have the regular intervals, some blank cells in place, how to fill those cells with the respective values by using again go to special command, that also we have seen. Then we have discussed about how to present our data differently instead of doing the historical approach of our data sorting and making any sense over there. But if you add some more to the data by using format as table, subtotal, and how to use the slicer, the new concept, the table data, that also we have discussed over there. Then we have seen by simply converting the data into table, how to showcase multiple scenarios in one interface or one Excel worksheet. Those things we have discussed. Then we have seen the various data visualizations techniques like using our data bars from conditional formatting. Then we have seen the spark lines, then icon sets, then the RDNs called people graph, and how to present it effectively. And finally, we have discussed the most important functions of our Excel. In our routine activities, we'll be using the most, that is called VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. How to write the same, what are the basic principles of our VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, those things we are clear. So any doubt, any queries from day 1 or day 2 as well, feel free to ask. So hope everything is clear.